Yo, what's going on, everybody? Xanthos Vice here, and we are finally back with more Punishing Gray Raven. I hope you guys are having a great day today. Yes, I'm sorry. I'll be honest. It's been a while since I did like an 8-hour shift over the course of the day. Usually I'm used to doing that from like the morning to like noonish, but it's been a while since I did like an 8-hour shift over the course of the day. So I was definitely more exhausted than I had anticipated. So yeah, that's basically my reasoning for not streaming yesterday. But anyway, we are back at it today to finally finish the floating record for Kamui, and goddamn was it emotional. Like seriously, can our boy Kamui like catch a fucking break, dude? Like he just can't get anything going for him. Like fuck. But he was finally able to overcome his past and his regrets, right? And also understanding what his true purpose should be now. Not just like only think about the people who not think about the people who he potentially could have saved back then, but now that he has the power, can he still save others in the future? And it might not go so well as he would always like predict it to be or anything, but that's what part of being human, right? Just still taking the chance is better than just giving it all up entirely. Well, at least that's part of it. I know it's not the main thing. I could be wrong with that kind of stuff. But anyway, that's beside the point. But like I said, he called out to the monster that had been chasing us. Said, supposedly it's Azael. I'm like, really? It's him? I honestly would not have thought of it, honestly. It just seems so unusual to me. Like, it's like I said, it looked more like a Trave, but I mean, to be fair, it could be wrong. We don't know what exactly happened. Because all we know is something went wrong with the deal between him and Marlis. I don't know what exactly it is, but there definitely was something wrong. And hopefully we'll learn more of the details. And again, it's like, he seemed to be the only one to escape, but why, right? If you have 2 proven golden sons, how did things get so bad? So hopefully we'll be able to figure that out today and solve the case. And be able to have Kamui have full control and actually become our golden son. That's the name of the title of the stream. But anyway, now that we got all that done. Oh, and yes, we do have the Lucia, or not Lucia, new alpha frame coming out possibly tomorrow. It says on the 2nd, but I keep forgetting if it's like their standard time or our standard time. That's the thing I always get confused about, but she's looking nice. I haven't checked anything in regards to like what the story could have, because I want to be surprised. Because I mean, it's Alpha. You can't go wrong with her story. She's one of the greatest characters ever in video games. And tied for my favorite character in PGR. So it better not fuck it up. Not for her. Anyone else is like, there can at least be some leeway, but not her. Hence why I'm at least showing her off now, because now with a new Lucia, or I mean a new alpha in the game soon, I'm probably gonna have to say goodbye to this one on the lightning team and switch it with my limpidity liv. Is that what her frame was called? Sorry, I haven't really used this new liv yet really that much, because I don't really have as much of an understanding. I will have to probably practice as her more and then put her on the team. But yeah, but still, surprised she's in the ice team though, because again, we already have Chushukra, who's amazing at it. Like, she definitely is, like, amazing for the ice team. I can't tell you how many times I've, like, got crazy scores because of her. And with her weapon, too. So, I'm wondering how that's going to be. It's probably going to be more for the effect, kind of like how they have it for, Virgil and his effect. What was it again? I keep forgetting what it is. Oh, yeah, the Ultima Blade, right? Or Ultima Slash. But, yeah, I figure it's going to be something along those lines. Because like I said, the current ice team is already solid. Wanshi, Lady Chu, and Teddy. I don't really see a need to have to change that team all of a sudden. I mean, it could just be like just power creep. That's just how it goes. But I don't know. I feel like they've always had a good way of like making it so like even past characters can still be well or still work well for current teams. But then again, I guess it doesn't really matter because it's also supposed to be inviting to new people, right? So even if you don't have former constructs for other teams, you can like have other ones take their place, and it doesn't make that much of a difference. Anyway, that's enough of my spiel. We're going to go ahead and finish this today, no matter what. I'm not stopping until we're done. But yeah, we have 6 parts left, one of them being the final boss, so That's why I decided, at the very least, that should be enough for us to finish it. But again, I'll be interested to see what exactly happened in that remaining time span that we can't really recollect. And again, I was kind of thinking maybe Kamui, it's like he doesn't want to know that truth, right? Maybe he just doesn't actually remember it. Because it really didn't feel like he was like forcing it necessarily, because it's like he remembers absolutely everything. It just feels like he knows he could probably peer a bit more with the solar essence and everything, but it's like, does he really want to? Like, he's probably subconsciously restricting himself from obtaining those memories. So hopefully now we'll get to see what exactly happened. A crime forced upon you. But yeah, we also learned that Katray was also in on or he was at least privy to Azal's plan, right? With what happened to Andrew, so then they could continue the mission, right? Because otherwise it's like, because Andrew had overheard Azal making contact with Marlis, right? And he was probably gonna go, Andrew was probably gonna go tell Kamui about it or something. But again, Azal couldn't fail, right? Because he needs at least any advantage he can get if he's supposed to protect Azet, right? But again, I feel like we're starting to see the difference now between Azal and Kamui, who, for Azal, he wants to protect the physical Azet, what they have, because it's what his family left behind. But at the same time, Azet is the bonds that they had forged, right? Regardless of whether they don't have blood relations or from the same countries or whatever. That's what Azet means to Kamui. So I'll be interested to see how those two ideologies clash. A muffled thud erupts. The distance between them is too close. Trave has no time to react. In his imagined scenario, Kamui isn't supposed to know the truth. Mui. Trave's words hang in the air. Just but second his body freezes, then is hurled backward dozens of meters. Shattered wall fragments rain down with a thunderous roar as dust and smoke swallow everything. Oh, right, yes, because they said they needed to hone solar essence first before becoming constructs, right? That was supposed to be the plan. Because as long as your human side has resistance to the punishing, then amplifying it by becoming a construct, you practically become like a super soldier. At least that's what it was intended to be, so. What the hell happened? Cliff and blazing sun dissolve as Kamui's vision sharpens, his awareness locking back onto his own body, the world around him. The nightmare never happened. He remained at the Azet ruins, reality and present, this entire time. Golden Sun training grounds, corrupted. Ah, of course it'd be back here, where the whole, like, scenario had really started, right? Kamui. Katrave. But damn, seriously, what the fuck, dude? How'd he end up like this? Like, it's like a real monster, like from a movie. Trave rises from the rubble and with a marionette's jerk. His limbs moving as if fighting against invisible hinges. The gait of a pilot inside a malfunctioning machine. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that word. He cocks his head at an unnatural angle, staying ahead, his fingers compulsively tracing the lines of his cheeks and chin, as if searching for a familiar landmark in the flesh. And that's right. I'm Katrave. This is Katrave's face. Kamui, what you hit me? I'm trying to do like a corrupted Katrave for now, at least until he admits it. Don't you know who I am? What? You're getting face blind too? Cut it out, Azal. This joke isn't funny at all. Yeah, but then also it's like, what are the corpses that we saw, right? Because they both should be dead. But then again, I guess he could have maybe shed his mortal coil or something. Rather than entertain the delusional questioning, Kamui turns to help the human commandant. So groggy, the commandant is only now beginning to regain consciousness, after being pulled into the same illusion through the mind connection. Cut it out? Catrave, or more accurately Azile, who now inhabits Catrave's shell, staggers forward. His already twisted mouth begins to convulse, gradually contorting into something monstrous. Ah, okay, so his mind is in his body. What is this Mollis is doing now? Found yourself some new friends. And now you're tired of your old family. You used to love this game. Remember? When we brought Catrave home to Azet, he couldn't tell the two of us apart, looking like a big fool. Pretty sure you're the one who suggested we mess with him like that. Help him remember. Where's Catrave's consciousness? Where did you put it? Moved by his opponent's words, Kamui raises his head again. His eyes reflect nothing but calm determination. This isn't your body. His consciousness isn't in that mess you're puppeting. So tell me, what'd you do with him? Zalfried's mid-motion. He says someone had pressed the pause button. After a beat of silence, he finally speaks again. When did you figure it out? When did you figure it out? When you tried to pass off the punishing virus's solar essence. Tricked me into absorbing it, hoping to suppress my mind and devour it. That's when I knew for sure. Kamui speaks softly, his tone eerily calm as if the events he describes bears no connection to him, nor to the figure standing right there, but who occupies so much of his past. Even when I couldn't see anything, when it was just darkness, that malice in your action, it told me everything I needed to know. Malice? Malice. Right, cause to be fair, it's like I said, it's like, there was like, negative emotions starting to stir within Azal, right? Because his obsession to save Azet, no matter how dirty he had to get, how much he had to dirty his hands, right? Which Catrave wasn't really like that. He always tried to be the middleman, trying to find reason for both sides. So it's like, that malice wouldn't really exist in Catrave unless he was like a double agent. But again, just looking at his actions, it couldn't really have ever been him. The air around Azal thickens as Kamui speaks, irritation flickering visibly across his face. What's the source? Is it Kamui's suspicion? Or is it the human beside him? The one who doesn't belong to Azet? Oh, my bad. 1 second. I forgot to change the desktop audio. There we go. Oh, by the way, I will put pictures of the new setup on Discord. I finally had a good view to actually take it, and I gotta say, I love the setup I have now, because I also got that new mouse pad that I ordered. Let me check, I want to make sure I shout out the name correctly of where I ordered it from. Oh yeah, shout out Epic Design Pads. Those guys, amazing desk pads for my keyboard and mouse. Like, goddamn, I got them to do a Shaper's Ripple, so basically like the Lucia Pyra frame image. And also, I got them to do I also printed the image of the PGR and DMC5 collab onto a desk pad. It looks so good. Like visually, it's just astounding. I love it. So shout out to Epic Design Pads, non-sponsored by the way, but go check them out if you want to get a desk pad of your own with amazing imaging. You can get many different sizes. I actually opted for the XXXL custom desk pad, 39.7 by 19.7, and I got two because it was on a deal, like buy one get one 40% off or something. Yeah, buy one get one 40% off. It was good. And like I said, the quality of the desk pad's amazing. It's not too like heavy either, so you can roll them up and just put them away later. So. Oh, and they also give you like a little bag that you can put them into as well. Really cool, because I have one for like each of them. Awesome. Day around is out. Thinking it's oh right, I already read this. My bad. Look at you. Babylonia really did a number on you, huh? Taught you to doubt. To look at your own family sideways. Since when do you get wary of me, Kamui? You. I didn't want to be wary of you, Azile. I just wanted the truth. I wanted justice for everyone. red display of force, Kamui cuts him off for a low shout. Back in Babylonia, during the tests, they kept telling me my mind issues were leftovers from the past experiments. Then Asimov noticed something weird. The damage was all over the place, with no logical pattern. The basic functions were completely fine. Oh, so it's like someone deliberately tried to make sure he couldn't get it. Is that what? So I started thinking, what if it's not damage? What if something's just missing? Oh, I see. The procedure to make him the Golden Sun, right? Like, wait, whatever the process is to tell if you could become a Golden Sun or not for Azal and Betrayed, right? Are you telling me maybe Azal tampered with it for Kamui in that case? Like, that could also be why he didn't end up becoming a Golden Sun, because he was sabotaged? Whoa, that'd be nutty, but why? I guess because he'd have the strength to eat or fight against them if he learned the truth. A hollow crater. You can plant all the seeds you want, water it every day. Nothing's ever gonna grow. Kamui's head lifts, flash of anger blazing in his eyes. And you want to know what I'm wary of? The shadows. The ones still hanging around Azet. The ones that once hurt us. We picked up that signal from Azet. I thought maybe one of you was still out there. And if that's true, I had to find you. I had to help you. But you... what have you done? Kamui exhales slowly, his eyes fluttering shut for a moment before they open once more. You took Katreiv's body. You used it. And then you used that letter Mom and Dad left behind. Like it was nothing. Ah. And of course, Kamui, you must know that our expectations for you go so much further than this. You carry more than just your own destiny now. The future of Azet is on your shoulders. You and Azal must become that sun. Both of you. There's no other way forward. There is no other way. Otherwise, everything we sacrifice would all be meaningless. You won't let us down, will you, Kamui? You promised you'd always be our pride and joy. We signed agreements to voluntarily donate our bodies for research. If something happens to us, the world government will use the data to advance construct tech. The essence we left with the letter is what we fought to secure for you. Our gene enhancement wasn't fully mature, so we couldn't extract much, but we hope it will be somewhat helpful for you. If you need it, go ahead and absorb it. Consider our way of staying by your side. Ah, okay. So that was also the kind of like lead into like, maybe it would be Katreiv, right? Because if Azal was also supposed to become the sun for them and he gets this letter now, who else would you think but Katreiv would have backstabbed him? They would never say something like that. Either Mom or Dad would ever push their will onto us. That was never them. Oh, so the letter was fake. Oh, did he turn them into constructs and then use them to write the letter? Still so childish. So stupidly naive. You think you knew them so well? You think you understand anything about people? Zal's body sways. Even though he knows arguing is pointless in their current situation, he can't resist the urge to contradict Kamui. It's just like the past. Just like all siblings. Beneath the laughter and joy, there have always been contradictions and arguments between them. Just because you don't want to believe they do something doesn't mean they wouldn't. If they actually cared, why would they leave us behind? They were always this cold. They were not. I remember. Mom and Dad. Their bodies were cryopreserved. They didn't even make it to the later stages of Project Barleycorn. Till the very end, they were still human. Flesh and blood. Not constructs. Ah, I see. Yeah, so... yeah, because that's the thing, right? Project Barleycorn would only turn you into constructs if you had passed the test. And I think I even raised this point at that, right? I raised that point earlier. But again, I don't know at one point in time they would have been turned into constructs. But the letter, because of the way it transitioned the idea, we thought, oh, okay, by donating their bodies, yeah. But then it would bring the question, why bring them back here? And why would Babylonia hide such a secret, knowing we'd learn about Project Barleycorn anyway? It just seems contradictory. But there we go, I see. So they were always just here anyway, but he fiddled with their bodies after. Wow, what the fuck? I mean, don't get me wrong, I can kind of see how Azawa's pissed, right? Because he still had to carry on their legacy, and that was gonna put a lot of pressure on it anyway, even if it wasn't just because it was his home, but because it was something his parents had fought for. And to be fair, they weren't really prepared to inherit it that much, right? Like, they went through the procedures, but it's not like they were mentally ready, or that they had backup plans. Hell, if anything, it was actually thanks to Leif that they even kept going the way they did, because without Leif, they really would have had no way of predicting how to hold down the world government or Marlis from completely taking over the project. The punishing virus won't turn humans into corrupted, so somebody must have done something to their bodies. Yeah, because it's not like it turns people into machines. That's not how that works. It's not like when they tried making demons machines in that terrible game. No. Son's wife comes in heavy, visible gasp. Shakes his head over and over. Frantic refusal of it all. As if his denial alone might bend reality. No. That's not... That can't be right. Zal lunges forward, his image sharpening and Kamui suddenly constricting pupils. Kamui blocks Zal's attacks, weapons locking. Zal doesn't relent or shift strategy. He simply leans in, driving his full weight against Kamui's guard. But yeah, it's like, that's also true now that we think about it, because even in their last moments, they were still human, right? We saw that. I mean, not entirely visually for the sake of censoring, but still, like, it wasn't like vital fluid or anything like that. When we saw that moment when Kamui had to see his parents' last moments. I'm surprised I didn't even pick up on that either. In a stalemate, they're drawn to chest, their mutual fury and rage spiraling between them like a tempest. How do you even remember that? Your mind isn't even complete! Quit lying through your teeth, Kamui! Just because you lied to us, you figure I'd do the same thing? With a low growl, Kamui lifts one knee and thrusts it forward, forced a blow, sending Gazelle staggering back. Betrayed me? We knew it all along. After what happened with Solar Exodus, you had been secretly contacting Marlis. But we chose to trust you. We believed you were doing it for Azet, so we waited. Kept waiting for you to tell us the truth. Ah, yeah, because that's the thing, it's like... The thing is, it wasn't only just one of them holding it together and then the other two were just backup. It's like they said, the three of them were the three pillars. They were each talented and knowledgeable individuals. And working together, that only multiplied even more when having to take on missions, right? So, it's like, I figured Kamui would have at least said something was wrong, and that was probably the thing too before he got interrupted, right? He was about to ask that question to him, but then he got that contact. Right, okay. But yeah, I guess Katrave too, and it's like, he can't really hate on his brother, right? Like, again, probably Katrave went up to him, trying to understand it, and then when he heard the story from Azal, it's like, he probably at least felt, not pity, but just a recognition of the fact that Azal was pushing himself this far for them, but he's still kind of going in the wrong process to do so. But I guess because they were brothers like that, he just couldn't leave him alone. And like I said, he was always like the neutralizing factor between both of them and their ideas clashing a lot. Even now. Kamui grits his teeth and hoists his blade high. Real battle isn't empowering his strike, and containing emotions too painful to bear. Even after I met Marlis in the comms room, I still wanted to believe you. The blade arcs out as Azal scrambles up, desperately trying to shield himself. The effort is futile. He's hurled backward dozens of meters once more, Kamui, gasping, props himself against his sword. Can't tell which took more out of him, the force of the strike or the soul-bearing roar that fueled it. I know Marlis has always had her eyes on the Golden Suns. On a Zet. Plenty of reasons for her to pull strings. But I know you too, Azile. And I can't ignore what's right in front of me. I can't betray the ones who already gave everything for this family. In that test of hers, I caught traces that led back to you. As much as I wish it wasn't true, you're the only one it could be. The test? Does it have to do with that, like, when they were in contact that one time? Zal lies in a cloud of dust. This time he makes no effort to move, but a quiet laugh escapes him. So then maybe was it Katrave who sent Kamui your way? Because Azal wanted to keep everything the way he wanted it to, and saw Kamui as like an eyesore? The sound builds, rising in volume until it's suddenly choked off by a violent fit of coughing. Yeah, you do know me, Kamui. Of course you do. We're family. Inseparable, loving family. And that's why I knew. I knew you'd follow every breadcrumb I left, every path I paved, right back home. Right back to us. I knew you'd still absorb the essence even if you noticed the punishing virus mixed in. Because what if? What if there was a chance they were still alive in there? I see. That's why I was doing more damage to him. It made him more perceptible to the illusions, right? I see. But he wouldn't have noticed it at the time, right? Because only when it makes contact with the right individual would the solar essence actually, like, revitalize itself. I knew you'd still come running even if you didn't trust Marlis. Even if you knew it might be a trap. Because that's the kind of idiot you are. Emotional, stubborn. You won't stop till you run face first to a wall and come out the other side bleeding. Zal hauls himself upright as a frenzied excitement pounds in his broken head, growing more frantic by the moment. So why'd you stop? Keep going. To Azet. To us. When our minds finally come together, when everyone's inside everyone, nobody leaves. We'll be together forever. Oh shit, trying to do like that same hive mind tactic like Elisa Echo's story? What the hell? Because that was the same thing too, like using other minds to like construct to the perfect like mechanoid to use. Right? Was that what it was? Or maybe it was something a bit different, but you know what I mean. Kamui watches Zal's hysteria unfold, as I tremor his lips as his hands ball into unconscious fists. Carol's death, Katrave's, and even yours. You used everyone to provoke my mind. Just for this? He remembers those agonized, twisted faces. The excessive punishing virus, paired with the trauma of witnessing his family's deaths, did trigger a dangerous instability in Kamui's mind. Right, because that's the point, right? If he gave in to despair, the punishing virus released by Zal would consume him during the invasion. He's in control and leaving him a mindless puppet. Right, because it does always react to raw, intense emotion, right, as well. That was kind of happening with some of the other Ascendants we had met back then, at least very early in the game. Like, they had transformed into Ascendants by powerful desires, like Alpha wanting revenge. And the same with Luna. Kamui's instincts are what helped him break free. Even trapped in a hopeless, illusory world, he made choices that stayed true to himself. But more importantly, it was those shattered things that awakened him, guiding him to the missing parts of his mind. Fragments that, though no longer whole, remain close to Kamui. Going to establish anchor points at the vulnerable junctures within your mind. If something goes wrong, touching these anchors will grant you a brief return to clarity, a window just enough time to save yourself. They can take the form of objects that can trigger your memories about us, with specific markers we make together. Oh, right, yes, before we left. Of course. So that's why it's like memories of them were able to help him out that time. because it was made for that. Because again, like, the solar essence could have, like, negatively impacted him, right? For good measure, we'll also place anchors in the damaged empty spaces. You managed to restore what's missing there. Those anchors will remain uncompromised. And if they do, the effect may be unexpectedly potent. As for what those anchors are, Zed has received a distress signal. Signal source from Area S. Coordinates 4 and 323311 19210. A long time ago we pinky swore that we'd always be family. Promised we'd never leave anyone behind, or else we'd turn into oinking little piggies. None of us wanted to become piggies, so we went to look for them as we promised. Oh, I see. The kids in his mind, they were the team. So those are the code words. I see. Damn. Yeah, so Chrome, Wanchi, Kamui, and... Oh, speaking of which, thanks for the reminder, Azile. Those who pulled me out of that spiral, let me take back the missing pieces of my mind. You're still holding on to them. It's about time you let them go. What? Zal's head snaps up, before he sinks into a menacing growl as his lips contort and twist. You took them back? No, that's not possible. You shouldn't be able to. No way you can take those pieces back. You'll never break free from me. Never be whole again. That's how it should be. People of Azet belong here. This is the only ending waiting for us all. That's just what you want to believe. Voice cuts through the argument at just the right moment. You finally break free from the illusion's aftermath. I'm counting on you, Xanthos. Without another word, Kamui opens his mind connection port to you. It doesn't belong to you. You don't get to touch his mind. You. There is a natural, almost serene coordination between you and Kamui that gets under his skin. Together you construct an unspoken barrier. A seamless front that renders him invisible, so as any tie he tries to maintain. But he was the one who should be standing with Kamui and Catrave, as he always had, on the battlefield and off. That's how it should be. Kamui, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you let other people replace my place? How dare you forget everyone from Azet, leaving us to shoulder all the suffering, abandoning us in the past, while you find new happiness in your new home, and leave us behind without a care. You roar, charging forward in a hunched posture, unleashing a devastating attack toward you. Kamui rushes in to intercept, and he has been charged to ensure their battle zone doesn't advance any closer. Massive impact reverberates through the entire center of the training ground, causing the already broken space to shudder once more. Betrayal, execution. Picks up the unresolved debate from the illusory mind tug of war, rehashing the argument they never settled. You want execution so bad? Fine. Let's settle this, Azile. Did you really think I wouldn't notice? That wreck of a mind you're running. Stuff beside that thing you call a body. It's an utterly bizarre body, radiating a fundamental wrongness. Imbalanced and torn apart, it seems both whole and incomplete. And yet, Kamui recognized the people of whom each part once belonged to. Oh my god. Because I was thinking, I was like, didn't she have like a mechanical arm, like Odile? And I was like, maybe the chest piece kind of seems more like a Eurytus than a Catrave, but it's of everyone? What the fuck, dude? And the charred bodies remain scattered everywhere in the twisted training ground after he broke free from Lucian's grip. He remembers every single one of them with perfect clarity. Their memories etched into his heart. It's you who killed everyone at Azet. Azile! Then you trapped them here. Tore pieces off some of them. Stitch them together. Shut them into yourself like some kind of monster. Why? How can you do that to them? To any of them? Still asking dumb questions, Kamui. Guess some things never change. You're seriously asking why I did it? It's obvious. Zed's core principle. We are one as a family. I gave our family exactly what we always wanted. Fusion and unity. Gritting his teeth, Kamui unleashes a powerful blow on Azal with a roar. It's now a raging lion fully transformed. You turn your blade on your own family, and you call that unity? Do you even hear yourself? Does that word not make you sick coming out of your mouth? You don't get to judge me, Kamui. You're just a failure. A coward. They were all gonna die anyway. Running out of essence. Burning themselves out for a sun that's never gonna rise. Meaningless sacrifices for nothing. So why not end it sooner? Why not make it mean something? At least this way we're together forever. You know how it feels, don't you? This ruined world stole everything from us. Every hope, every path. There's nowhere to go. So why the hell should I love it? Like some idiot like you. Should I not hate it? This is the answer. The only answer this cruel world left us. Damn, he's really been like broken. Holy shit, man. Like seriously, this is some fucked up shit. And from his own brother. Yeah, I know not blood brothers, but still. It's crazy how their paths diverge like this. Zed Archive Room passed. Oh, okay, are we finally gonna learn, like, what else happened? Yeah, because Marley said she was gonna do something to make sure Leif couldn't communicate with them at the ruins, right? So what happened after that? Because also the mission had failed, right? Because if I remember correctly, it was a trap again, because the corrupted kept charging at them, and only the 3 of them escaped of all the people on the field, right? Just Katrave, Azal, and Kamui, after Kamui had saw what happened to Andrew. Sorry, just wanted to drink my Coke. There's just no answer to this. A total dead end. The war left Zed in a somber, oppressive mood. The archive room, which had always been sparsely visited, was now utterly deserted. The only sound that proved the place wasn't completely empty was the intermittent tapping of keys. Oh, sorry, just trying to turn up the volume for myself. Screen's pale light played across Azala's face, carving his worried brow into sharp shadows. The sound noise from the door made him jolt, killed the display and spun around. Who's there? Boo! Kamui. Recognizing the visitor, Zal let his guard down. Casually tapped a key to wake the screen, revealing the standby interface. Ankatrave. Azal, we came. What are you guys doing here? Shouldn't you be at the dorm? Looking for you, man. Nobody else in the dorm wants to go out and do anything. And lots of people in recovery. Jay's words stirred something in all 3 of them, bringing a moment of collective silence. Yeah, more and more turning into sunspots as the corona genes go haywire. Only the 3 of us made it past the seed stage. Guess we're the only ones with any energy left. Oh, right, yeah, because the whole sunspot thing was having an effect on a lot of people on the field over time, right? Yeah, because again, they were the only ones who have the potential to reach it. But even we can't push any farther or further. But still, it does make me wonder, if they were supposed to be 2 golden suns, what happened? Because if they were golden suns officially, they should have been able to work together to like combat anything in their way, and they could have probably contacted Kamui at some point. So is some of what he said true and some of it's false, or is there just more that we haven't been told that like links it all together? Kind of think it's the former, but we'll see. You got any ideas, Azile? So that's why you came looking for me. Look, if the research lab couldn't figure this out, what makes you think I can? You both already know the deal. Sunspots can't be cured. No magic fix. Your options are either forcibly separate the corona genes from the punishing virus, or just hang on and wait for the inevitable end. Oh, right, because again, it's supposed to be used to, like, reduce it, right? So it's like, it would still be a part of it. And that one possible solution? The doctor made it crystal clear last time. A real golden sun. Exactly. We need new data to create new possibilities. That's the only thing that can shake up the dead end that is Project Barleycorn. No change, no breakthrough, dead end. Kamui sat deeply absorbed in thought as he processed all the information available to him. What if we just get more people into the seed phase? It's gonna up our chances, right? You'd think the world government hasn't thought of that. They halted the relocation ops because they saw hope in the three of us. That's why they pulled the remaining Gazette members back here for more conversion training. And you already know how that turned out. Nobody could figure out how we broke through. And now look, more people in the recovery ward than ever. So they're speeding up the process because it's like they already have potentially 3 subjects who could pass. Just at least see if you can get one of them to. That'll at least be good enough. But here's the thing. Don't you think it's weird? We only made it to the next stage because we absorbed the essences extracted from other members. So why aren't they, like, doing that more? Other members could probably pull it off too. Oh yeah, because that is how Kamui ended up getting the power, right? We saw that. So yeah, why can't they do it to others? Is there more of like something that the other members are missing? They don't possess? Kamui's question gave Azal a pause. Glanced at the standby screen before shifting uncomfortably in his seat. Because it can't be like the amount of punishing either, right? Because they already kind of do that in the training quarters. Or I mean training grounds. For simulations. Maybe the essence requirement's just too massive. They can't sustain it. And the real problem is that we can't produce the essence of the quality you need for a golden sun. All we can do is stack quantities and hope for a qualitative change. They don't trust us enough to go all in. Then we get them reasons to trust us. We prove our worth, show them we're a solid investment. They gotta listen then, right? Yeah, we try. Ask Leif. It's not that simple. I told you before. Don't trust the world government. To them we're just guinea pigs. Tools to grab power and wealth. But even they're not that stupid. At a critical moment like this, they wouldn't mess with our military supplies. They wouldn't short us on research resources or combat supplies. Sal's lips moved, but no words followed. Only after a long pause did he finally speak, as if weighing each word with care. Ah, okay, so he's trying to separate them from Leif, right? Because that's the thing. They still have a belief that Leif can still keep things under control. Well, as much control as they can, considering they haven't already been abandoned by the world government. But again, Azal wants like massive change by taking risks. But it's like, will those risks pay off? Because I mean, to be fair, the risk he's been taking with the information from Marlis hasn't exactly done anything. So it kind of makes it seem like he's making things worse. I think that's the problem. He doesn't want to be that factor, right? With all the doubts he had of other people, how could it be that he's the one who's making things worse? They must have had other concerns. And the real reason is right here. Zal typed in a password and brought the display back to life. The screen now showed a real-time link to a terminal database, populated with rows of files. Each file was stamped in the corner with the world government's official verification seal. This is our training data? Wait, these are different from the ones we usually see. What's this extra data at the end? Tested the corona gene and brain activity levels. It's also our real defect. What do you mean? He opened one of the files revealing a subject they all knew. A member who had recently turned to a sunspot. Kai? Is the sun eternal, Kamui? No, it's not. Why are you asking me that? Our modifications are modeled after the sun, burning energy to unleash power. Simple logic, right? But the sun isn't a forever machine. It burns itself out. So here's the thing. What if the fuel keeping us going isn't just the essence or those daily supplements? You mean... Kamui went still. At that moment, even he had finally grasped the full, terrible weight of the implication. Oh god. It's a flaw, built right into the opportunity they gave us. A defect in our genes. Yeah, Kamui, the burning weakens us, drains us. Our bodies are running on overdraft. All that power we throw around is just a front. The real toll on our bodies is way worse than it looks. If you go by physical function alone, the person in this file is basically in his late years. Kamui shot to his feet, fist clenching tight as he brought it down hard to the table. So that's why the project stalled. It wasn't that they didn't want to keep going, it was... Everyone in Project Barleycorn is already burned out completely. We're just the lucky ones who happen to fill the gap. No way. Frickin' way. The experiment had this huge a risk and nobody told us? We gotta confront the world government. There was an explanation. And how exactly are you gonna do that? This file is not from a clean source. It won't hold up as evidence. The world government will never accept it. Oh, what? So it's like it's using their life force? I might be misunderstanding it. Because I thought it was going to be their lives or something. Well, I guess technically it is like that if it's taking years off their life or something. They'll just deny everything, make up some excuses, and brush it off as fake news. Then, right, we can still reach out to Leif. Leif's gotta believe us. Plus, we can totally back it up with proof. There has to be evidence that we can find from the members who turned into sunspots. No time to waste. Let's go. Having made up his mind, Kamui tossed the words behind him and, without a moment's hesitation, raced out the door. Trey followed close behind, but stopped dead in the doorway, casting a glance back to Azile. Azile, you waited here a long time, right? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not blaming you, Azile. Just tell us sooner. No matter what, Kamui and I, we help you. Trey gave Azile an earnest nod before turning and rushing out after Kamui, who had already vanished. What a pair of idiots. We're so impossibly close to him that no matter how perfectly he covered his track, Kamui and Kutrave had always sensed the hidden meaning behind his actions. Yet they hadn't cared. In fact, their unwavering trust only made Azile feel all the more hypocritical and despicable by comparison. I'll explain everything, Kutrave. Once this is all over, I'll tell both you and Kamui everything. Azile made this promise to the empty data room. Then he rose, powered everything down, and pushed through the door to rejoin the other two. Yeah, but now it's like, where does Marlis fit into all of this, right? Because she's like an ascended now, right? But how did she end up like that? What the heck are you doing? Kamui tore the sack from the nurse's grasp. She could only stare back at him in utter shock. Kamui, we can't afford to start anything right now. Rushing over, Azile grabbed Kamui's hand to restrain him and gestured for the nurse to leave, all while trying to calm his agitated brother. The trio's initial plan had been to brief Leif on the situation, but they couldn't find him in either the command room or the training ground. They then decided to change course and instead sync up with the members still in the recovery ward. To their surprise, they were greeted by an empty room with vacant beds and neatly made bedding. Not for the nurses tidying up and gathering personal belongings, no one would have believed that just that morning the room had been filled with soldiers who had recently turned into sunspots. Where did everyone go? And why are the nurses packing up their stuff? Kamui opened the sack of A flicker of anxiety crept into his bewilderment when he found it filled with objects he recognized. Because they've been given a new mission. Oh, okay, Leif's still around. Good. The voice came from behind the trio. It was Leif, the person they'd been searching for, who pushed open the door and appeared. That's exactly why I'm here, to inform you of this change. According to the military order issued by the world government, 20% of all forces previously assigned to Project Barleycorn are to be immediately reassigned. The selected will be transferred to regular combat units, essentially deployed by HQ to reinforce the front lines. This order is effective immediately. You three are not included in the reassignment list. Your training will continue as scheduled. Trying to distance them from the sunspots, right? If they're already at risk of dying, just send them to the battlefield, instead of trying their risky project. Wait, what was the military order even? Shock won Kamui's eyes, but Zao stifled his words before they began. Seizing the perfect moment, Katray moved forward and positioned himself to conceal most of Kamui from Leif's sight. Commander, Katray, speak. What about the other soldiers in our unit? I know what you're concerned about. Those are the Sunspot members who were in the recovery ward have undergone artificial removal of their corona genes. They're no longer at risk. However, they can no longer use the solar essence, making it impossible for them to stay at a Z. They'd already been included in this reassignment quota. The remaining members have been transferred to a specially equipped medical center established by the world government, where attempts to reverse the Sunspot components will continue. Only the results are finalized. Once they're finalized, the status will be publicly announced within a Z. He spoke in a monotone, his explanation flowing out without hesitation, like lines from a script rehearsed long in advance. Do you have any other questions? No questions. Then return to your training. Dismissed. Copy. Dude, why didn't you let me ask? That was totally not the whole story. Not normal. Kamui picked up on Katray's unspoken warning. His demeanor had changed. Says that pushing the issue would only lead to disciplinary measures rather than answers. Held his tongue. Kamui dragged his fingers through his hair, a gesture of pure frustration. Hey, easy. Zao drew Kamui closer with a reassuring pat. Yet his gaze toward Leif's fading form was lips shaped a silent 100 whisper. Marlis, when you said I'd come to you again, was this what you meant? Huh? Zao? What are you talking about? Nothing. We'll talk when we get back. Zao narrowed his eyes slightly. His behavior had been understandable. Reacting that way after receiving military orders from the world government hadn't been wrong, per se. However, for a Z, not being wrong was never equated to being right. Life had its limitations. People like him could never truly protect the Z, just as Odin and Urites have been unable to do before. We're on our own now. Yeah, I see. It was because, he didn't really have full authority on them. It was starting to slip. A few days later. Is that medical ward supply room? Are they gonna try to sneak in? Kamui, Azal, and Katray stood within the building's long shadow. Last chance. You guys absolutely sure about this? Walking through that door means we're officially breaking the rules. We've got 10 minutes before the signal blocker on our locators craps out. If extra monitoring will ping that we're not in the dorm, and then it'll start searching for us. There's nothing to hesitate about. Look around. How many people are even left in the dorm anyway? Every single day, more of our guys turn to sunspots, get sent to recovery, then poof. Less than half a day later, they're magically healed and shipped out of a Zet like they never existed. For everyone, worth the risk. Zal, you really think we'll find answers down here? Yes. At the corner of his eye, he saw another glance at his terminal. At the parting ways with Leif that day, he contacted Marlis again. The reply to Zal had been sparse, only 2 words. Medical ward. Followed by a string of cryptic numbers that reassembled an unlock code. Don't tell me, when they took when they took off the Corona gene, do they just turn into punishing and just throw them in there? He knew this was a bad sign. Wallace was the type whose attitude shifted in direct proportion to the leverage he held. He was only confident that Azal could not slip from her grasp. Let's move. All three of them had visited the medical ward supply room multiple times for various reasons. On this return visit, everything appeared just as it has always had. However, with clues to guide them in a more scrutinizing gaze, the three of them quickly spotted something unusual. The dust pattern's messed up. Entrance is here. Someone's been here recently. After exchanging a knowing glance, Kamui pulled open a hidden floor panel in the corner of the room. A pitch-black tunnel yawned before them. The spacious chamber was brightly lit, its interior filled with rows of observation pods arranged in perfect order. Figures in white lab coats moved through the space, bustling between the pods. Some were busy scribbling notes on clipboards, while others adjusted the controls of the external operation consoles. Reading G. As one of the researchers recorded data from the observation pod, he suddenly widened his eyes in shock. A hand appeared from behind him, clamping firmly over his mouth. Sharp blows struck him a second later, and his consciousness faded. His final moments before his eyes closed completely, he caught sight of a colleague nearby. Someone standing behind them as well. Oh crap. Kamui tightened his grip, cutting off the researcher's final gasp until unconsciousness finally claimed him. Realizing they weren't his medical staff, he examined the person's ID badge, then lowered the unconscious body gently to the floor before crossing the room to rejoin the other two. So this is your so-called manual remover? No more danger? Is this it? Kamui closed his eyes. His words came out in broken fragments, each syllable forced through gritted teeth. Inside the observation pods, the people were a perfect match for the list of Sunspot members who had supposedly been reassigned. Nate. Damn it. Kutrave, calm down. Kamui, give me a hand here. Kamui? But Kamui stood nearby, didn't move a muscle. Sensing something missed, the two turned. Following the line of Kamui's gaze, they saw a man standing at a distance, watching them in silence. Ah, so he let that path for them. Leif, tell me, why? So you found your way here after all. As provoked by the silence, Kamui stepped forward. But his voice was laced with a unmistakable mix of anguish and confusion. Leif, how can you do this? After everything, you're still not going to give us an explanation? You've already seen it. The truth's right in front of you. The man let out a sigh as he walked to the control panel. He activated, then the system hummed to life. Go ahead. Open it. Everything you want to know, it's all in there. Damn, just like their parents, right? Like, all they can do is, like, show them the path, but it's up to them whether they open the door to the truth or not. They methodically typed in the password for the encrypted document. Sal's pupils contracted almost imperceptibly. It was the exact code Marlis had sent. Kamui surged forward, his gaze fixed on the text now flooding the screen. Project Barleycorn contains a fatal flaw. Experimental protocols have resulted in genetic defects within all the test subjects, manifesting as irreversible physiological deterioration. Oh, it is. They are basically losing years of their life. Their body becomes almost unusable when they do it. Wow. It's like those kinds of enhancements you see where it's like you are performing better in this area, but it is coming at a cost of something else. Based on the historical records and analysis of current subject tissue samples, we have reached the following conclusion regarding the long-term viability of all individuals involved in the project. All test subjects possess a maximum physiological span of 35 years, with a critical transition phase occurring between the ages 17 and 19. Ah, okay. So this would also explain why, even when Odile and Eurytus kept testing it on her and all the other older members, it didn't really work. Because they had already passed when the transition phase would have helped. And because they were already getting on in years that it's like their bodies wouldn't have been able to handle it. Or it wouldn't have been able to spark anything. I see. And that's why most of the people were like around their age too, now that we think about it. At least the ones that we always saw in action who actually could somewhat use the corona gene. Upon reaching adulthood, subjects enter a stage of latent deterioration. During this period, they'll continue to exhibit peak physical performance until a sudden and complete failure of organs and tissue occurs. Wow. But now brings the question, why are these three so different, right? They can still fight even after all of this, and they don't seem to be undergoing side effects, at least not visibly in a physical way anyway. The onset of organ and tissue failure triggers an immediate and accelerated aging process. They age? So that's why when they said the other guy was like in his later years too. Fuck. That's insane. You get that power, but that power barely lasts. Is this why you kept it from us, Leif? Why didn't you just tell us? Maybe we could have found another way. Too late. Nearly 2/3 of all trainees, including you three, are already showing signs of physiological decline. The members older than you can't fight off the sunspot's influence anymore. Even the ones who seem fine now, they'll deteriorate too. Once they hit a certain age, it's over. Zed only has you three left as viable seeds. Even you're almost past your physiological prime. If we wait any longer, we lose everyone. Ah, I see. That's why the focus shifted to them, right? Because they need to hit success now. Because any later than that, again, it's just most likely just going to end in failure. But at least in this unique time frame, there's a chance of them becoming the Golden Sons. But only now that they've reached this point in time. That also explains why all the training and stuff was also increased too, because they needed to get them to potentially reach the goal before they hit the peak age. We had no choice. We had to gamble everything on you. Sacrifice whatever it takes to seize the one chance before your bodies give out. The world government knew. They knew Project Barleycorn would cause genetic defects, didn't they? They knew this would give us a maximum lifespan of 35 years and they just didn't tell anyone? That the genetic defects in your bodies weren't entirely caused by Project Barleycorn. Even if intervention had begun at birth, it would have been beyond saving. The prototype for Project Barleycorn was already being tested within a Zed during the Golden Age. It was only after the punchy virus outbreak that it was adapted for combat. Genetic modification defects were already present in Zed members a few generations before you. These issues persisted through heredity, affecting your parents and ultimately yourselves. No sooner Leif finished speaking than Zyle, against all expectations, became the first to show agitation. That's nonsense! My parents never showed any of these symptoms! Yeah, because I was gonna say, it's like, they had failed with the residents, right? They wouldn't have undergone it. They were simply less obvious. Hadn't manifested yet. The earlier modifications weren't affected by the punishing virus, so the defects hadn't reached such a severe state. That's why, before we arrived at a Zed, the adult combat personnel volunteered. They chose to be the first test subjects of Project Barleycorn. Ah, yes, because, again, like they said, this was already a thing before the punishing, right? And they were already going to test it on themselves before having the kids do it. And I'm assuming this is also why they spent less time with them, right? Not only because they were focused on the project, but because they knew that if they interacted with them too much, they probably would have seen some telltale signs that something was wrong with both Odile and Eurytus. And probably even the other older members too. I see. Damn. Even without the modifications, their bodies were already entering decline, so they made their choice. They placed their hopes in you, the younger generation. Yeah, that's why they were also like willing to always at risk put themselves on the line. You. So I tried to say something more, but beside him, Kamui held him down. So then, what was the research team's final conclusion? Quietly, he opened another document. Based on the current progress assessment, it's recommended that solar essence be extracted directly from Sunspot members. The supplies to be prioritized for trainees with the highest probability of successful conversion to facilitate their breakthrough. Following the extraction procedure, the subject's physiological functions will be unable to restore normal immunity, leading to rapid deterioration and death. It is therefore recommended that the bodies be immediately frozen in observation pods post-surgery to serve as test specimens for subsequent research. Wow. So they really aren't just leaving, they're just like gone basically. Dude. That's fucked up. And that's crazy. It's like this actually was funded and like executed by the world government. Dude, I have to know, like, who from the world government sanctioned this? Like, again, I don't know if Trillard would. I mean, he'd probably look for solutions, but I don't know. I'm not saying Trillard's gonna be the most outstanding guy or anything, but it's like, I don't know. This just seems a bit too out of his ML, considering he's like, he always just do things like right, even if it meant like putting himself on the line, right? So I'd be interested to see if it's actually someone else higher up, probably close to like Trillard's level, or maybe like Nicola's or Hassan's level, that they'd be able to like agree to this and give them this much power over it. This is your conclusion? This is the approach you chose? Why not try other alternatives? Why give up like this? We tried what we could. I know you're angry. I understand. What do you understand? That we were born monsters. That because of genetic modification flaws, everyone in the Z doesn't get to live a normal life. That Kamui and I completed 19 years of growth in just 6. That we're destined to be nothing but failed monsters our entire lives? So that... I didn't even think of that. Yeah, they look so much older. Considering, like, the time frame isn't that much from what I perceived it as. But yeah, it hasn't been that long yet. They practically look like young adults at this point. Wow, that really took... Because I just thought, like, just for narration's sake, but oh my god. So those emotional questioning left everyone else in the room stunned into silence. Leif, is what he said true? I understand this is a tremendous shock for all of you. Don't force yourselves to process it right away. Take your time. I'm close to finding a solution. Trust me. I will... Isan tried to turn away, but then excruciating pain struck him without warning. Perhaps to the floor, arriving in agony. Leif? Wait, this only happens when the corona gene deteriorates. Why would Leif be affected by it? Oh, did he put himself too? No time to ask questions, the three of them hoisted Leif up and hurt him away from the area. What the fuck, dude? Seriously, what kind of messed up project is this? Afterward, they all remained in the medical ward for a long time. The doctors treated Leif immediately, but some truths can no longer be concealed. It was then that he decided to tell the 3 boys everything. It's just like before. Leif didn't want to put you kids in harm's way. Explore new possibilities and deal with the world government's pressure. He gathered up a group of soldiers who started receiving corona gene injections, underwent experimental training. But these old-timers are way past their optimal age for modification. I told them back then this was asking for trouble. It's pure nonsense. I believe you deserve to know the truth. That's all I can tell you for now. You got more questions? Wait until Leif wakes up. Talk to him yourselves. The 3 stood in silence outside Leif's room, their hands gripping a stack of documents the doctor had given them. These petitions, they match the list of the Sunspot members who left. It was Kamui who chose to break the silence first. Leif never forced any of them into this. He just told them the truth. Yeah, because I was going to say, it's like, I don't think they would have been able to, like, requisition them like that without any fight, and no one would have heard of this either. I was like, what, did they just, like, take them when they were weak? No, they already accepted it. They volunteered. They gave up what little they had left, lives in essence, for Azet's future. And Leif, he's given everything too. All his negative emotions evaporated without a trace. Kamui even started to reproach himself for his past behavior, the way he had sulked and given Leif the cold shoulder all that time. But that's just a band-aid. It won't fix the real problem. After everything they sacrificed for us, we can't just sit around waiting for the end. We can't let them down. So, what do you want to do? Azal breathed out those few words feebly, not even bothering to look up at Kamui. Noticing something was wrong, Katray moved to support him, but Azal simply waved his hand, signaling that he didn't need the help. Okay, so here's the thing. The genetic defect is a fact now. No matter how much we hate it, we can't change what has happened to us. We're running out of time. We need the fastest, most effective solution we can get. If the regular trainees don't have enough solar essence in them, then we pull what's in the three of us, the seed candidates. We pick whoever has the best shot at a breakthrough among us. Then we extract all the essence from the other two and put it into that person. At least for now, I think that's our best bet. The solution wasn't new to Leif. However, he and the Sunspot members who'd stepped forward were unanimous in their conviction. They would never sacrifice anyone from Azet but themselves. The three boys represented their greatest hope, the people they would protect at all costs. Ultimately, the decision belonged to them alone. They were the only ones with the right to make that choice. What if even that doesn't work? Then we cross that bridge when we get there. Figure it out together. As long as we don't give up, the spark of hope doesn't die. Nonsense. Complete nonsense. When are you gonna face reality, Kamui? Count them yourself. How many different approaches have we tried? What if even one of them actually worked? You could go back even further than that. When we were kids, we worried about not growing fast enough, strong enough. Mom and Dad told us not to worry, that they'd always be there to guide us. That was our solution back then. But as we grew up, that devil called the punishing virus showed up, and none of us knew what to do. They told us there was hope, so we believed them. We waited for them. But they died anyway, killed by the punishing virus. They weren't the hope we were counting on. Who did we pin our hopes on next? The world government? There were people from Azet? Leif? Or even ourselves? Every single one of us, every single time, has pressed on without giving up. We kept searching and searching. And what do we have now? Tell me, what have we actually gained? Every time we give it our all, Kamui. Every single time. Instead of giving something, we're always losing. I'm sick of facing the same ending over and over again. After Odin and Eurytus were gone, they found themselves trapped in an endless cycle with no way out. Every path they walked ended at a cliff of despair. It's fallen too many times already. I like to wonder how much more their bodies and minds could take. Yeah, because... Again, it's like... I can't blame them for this kind of breakdown. I mean, I know they should try to be optimistic about this. Like, there has to be a way to do it, right? Like, we shouldn't give up on our options. But, I mean, to be fair, he makes a valid point. They've gone through so many of these and tried so many different ways, but not one time did they ever get anything out of it. If anything, it just showed how powerless they were, how far behind they were, and just how dire the situation really is than how they perceived it as. It's heartbreaking. Especially since all this problem does is just take and take and take. With literally no progress. I know, Aziel. I get it. But we can't stop. Azet's counting on us. Even if we give up, what happens to them? Those who walked this path before us must have felt the same way. They weren't afraid of failure or death, because they knew exactly who they were fighting to protect. All the people standing behind them. You wouldn't turn your back on our family either, would you? I'm not afraid of loss, Aziel. Even if I had to lose myself, it doesn't matter. If I can hold this family together for even a few more days before the end, I'll keep going until I walk through every last one of those days. Even if I'm lost, there are others to take my place. If we keep going till the very end, Zed'll always have a glimmer of hope worth protecting. Isn't that how our family survived all this time? Leif, awake. Wow, it's crazy because, again, even in the face of this, Kamui's still, like, trying his best. And again, it really is different from the Kamui we knew. Because, like, the thing with his friend in the interlude that one time, and kind of seeing how he was breaking down in this floating record is like the past Kamui. He was a real one. That dude's a man. Like, fuck. It's crazy how much that difference is, and like how this experience really has shaped them at the time. Trey spoke up, interrupting their argument. If you've got more on your mind, take it to Leif yourselves. I've got nothing to say about it. I'm tired. I'm heading back. Kamui understood that this was Azao's way of ending the argument. Acknowledging his exhaustion, decided not to push for a conclusion. Let Azao go ahead, taking it upon himself to handle whatever needed to be done. He would be the one to search for their hope. Kamui entered Leif's ward speaking with complete honesty. Azao returned to the member dormitory, connecting a call with Marlis. It is interesting because, honestly, I'm kind of surprised that Marlis didn't take this approach, right? Because it seems like she would know the truth too if she knew about the password and the medical ward just like Leif did. And she would have had to know this at least for a while, right? Because she knew that it's like at some point they'd reach this point. So I'm surprised she didn't use it to like incite a rebellion again like they had done themselves last time. But then again, I guess it probably would have connected to her anyway. But this time it's like she kind of did, but it's like Leif was going to anyway. But still, I'm wondering, what is her agenda then? Because trying to incite a rebellion by giving her the truth, that definitely would have ruined the plan. I don't know. Oh, shit. Okay. Kamui explained his plan to Leif. Azal confided his wish to Marlis. Whose hand do you take? Which pill? There's still hope for Azet. We can't give up now. Azet has no hope left. Slowly persisting is pointless. Leif told Kamui that he needed to accept reality. Marlis offered Azal her congratulations for finally facing reality. It is crazy because it's like one of them is like you're trying to let them down gently. The other is like, good, now that you have accepted it, let's do something with that. It really is crazy because it's not necessarily like the whole angel and devil thing, but it's crazy how their paths diverge even though they're supposed to be held together by that same wish they had to protect the Zet. This is a rough path. You may still fall or fail. Kamui, are you absolutely sure about this? I told you long ago that idealistic naivety comes with a price. Sooner or later you wouldn't be able to bear the wounds it inflicts. Congratulations, Azael. You won't have to suffer from it anymore. Kamui accepted reality. Azael despised reality. I know there are countless challenges waiting for us, but we've overcome them before. That's what made us who we are today. I'll never let reality defeat me. I'll change it instead. I'll turn it into the fertile ground where our home can thrive. Everyone can be happy. Reality? That thing only brings despair and suffering. It should have disappeared long ago. And the thing is, what's interesting too is like, again, they do a great job with this because even as main characters, and even though they're very unique individuals from like the average person, the way they kind of fall or try to persevere isn't too unrealistic from how some people would choose to face adversity, right? Some would be like, just because it is a tough challenge, just because it seems impossible, as long as I don't give up, it's not over yet. But at the same time, when failure after failure just starts to pile up, it really does start to wear you down to the point of like, am I even enjoying this? If I'm not, then what's the point? It really is interesting how it always just like comes back to like these kinds of thoughts that even regular people can even have. And again, it's also good too because it also shows like even if you're in the same situation, not everyone will just follow the same path as you. Not everyone will be like you. Everyone's different. Not everyone's gonna have the same kind of answer or follow the same path in life, even if you were together like as family or best friends. You guys still ultimately took different paths in life. And each step kind of builds up to that. Since reality, cruel as it is, chose to abandon us through these endless cycles of the same outcome, why should we foolishly hope for its charity? Leif Morris asked, what if your vision failed to come true in the end? That will never happen. My wish is simple. As long as people from Azet survive, as long as there are still human survivors out there who can keep on living, if we can do that, our home will continue to exist. I believe humanity will live on until we rebuild our home again. Life is too fragile, too easily shattered by this ugly, disgusting world. I found a more enduring connection medium. Through it, our family will never be separated again. Why would you do something like that? Because I love this world. Because I hate this world. Because I'll always love Azet, my home. It was everyone at Azet who taught me what love is. Even though some of them are gone, and others still endure cruel suffering, we've lost so much. But everything we've done is always about one thing: love. I'll never forget their deaths, their sacrifices, and the pain these things brought. But what I want to keep, what I want to continue, is what they tried so hard to give me. This thing called love. They taught me how to love. So I want to share this warmth with the entire world. This is what I want to remember. And what they hoped I would remember. The most important thing of all. As long as there's love, home will never disappear. From the moment I was born, Azet was my entire world. Mom and Dad, Kamui, Katrave, and everyone else at Azet. We struggled so hard to get where we are today. But what did this world do to us? It took away our precious family, brought endless suffering upon us, and trapped us in the clutches of something called fate. Every time we thought we could save our home, this cruel world reduced it to ruins once again. If the world is nothing but an unreasonable tyrant, then let it burn to ashes. The world will no longer define what home means. I'll make our family inseparable, in my own way. So what is your choice? Bring hope to Azet. Bring death to Azet. Hope might cost me my life, but I'll never give up. And everyone else will keep fighting for it too. Even if howling winds extinguish our flame time and again, I'll keep lighting it until we reach the highest peak, until we become the undying sun. Since we're destined to lose everything anyway, why not embrace that loss completely? Death will forge a bond more eternal than anything else. If we can ignite the spark, let's rest peacefully in darkness instead. No need for futile struggles anymore. The night will become our eternal cradle. In this way, our family, all the people of Azet, will never be separated again. I will bring them home. Fuck, dude. Like, seriously, now it also is kind of like how, like, fanatics can kind of take a message, right? Like, they believe in, like, an ultimate hope, or if the hope doesn't exist, accept that suffering together with resolution. It's insanity. it's like I'm saying, depending on how this ends, this could be known levels of amazing floating records, in my opinion. Be free from me. Alright, I guess now we'll see what happened in the last time they were all together, right? What really happened to Kamui in his last moments at Azet in the past? So Azile, he still won't come? In response to Kamui's question, Katrave could only shake his head, equally helpless. The argument in its raw honesty had led to an agreement with Leif. A full retest and documentation of their total solar essence levels and coronagene activity, with Leif forwarding the data to the world government. Passing their probability assessment was the key to securing support once more. Azile, however, had done little more to comply with the required tests. He spent his day shutting himself away, actively avoiding them. He continued to do so even now that the assessment results were being announced. Wow. It's crazy, right? Because it's like, even though he did like have some lies covered from Kamui, it's like he still didn't want to take it that far. He wanted to believe Kamui was right. He wanted to believe that he could come up with a solution for them in the end, that he could be a son. But in the end, one continues to burn as bright as the sun, and the other one is totally eclipsed. Seriously, what a fucking floating record. Is everything okay with Azile? Feels off. Worried. Yeah, I'm super worried too, but he's been dodging us hard. Doesn't even want to see us. But at the end of the day, we need to fix the root cause. Come on, let's head in together. Oh boy, what's gonna happen? They've heard the door open, turned to face the two boys when they came in. Well, getting cold feet now? You were so enthusiastic about this before. Thought you two were gonna breeze through without flinching. But again, it's like, still, how did they end up opening that door though? Which led to everyone being dead, basically. Like, I'm still trying to figure that part out. Like, did he pretend he was like Katrave or something, let him in, and then killed them all? And what were those two bodies over there? Well, then again, like I said, it could have been their mortal coil before turning into constructs or something. On the table, Leif laid the documents out. Inside were the results he had to share with the boys today. Psh, cold feet? Us? No way! Right, Katrave? Yeah, not scared. Okay, maybe a little nervous. But, like, if this goes south again, I've got no idea left. All that barking now, you're backing down? Where's that whole charge head first energy? I'm still that guy. You don't believe me? I literally walked in first just now. Yeah, I'm nervous. So what? That doesn't mean we stop. Even if I'm freaking out inside, I'll still be the first one charging ahead. Alright, shock trooper. You're so ready to charge. And charge over here and be the first one to look at the results. Wait, what? Wait. Katrave, don't push me. Let me just mentally prep for a sec. Deep breaths. In and out. No, still too nervous. How about... Okay, but if I close my eyes, and you check first, Katrave, then you can tell me what it says. As Kamui continued to back away, Katrave simply shook his head before gripping him by the shoulders and pushing him forward. Kamui, charge. Look yourself. Alright, enough messing around. Kamui, Katrave, both of you come over and look together. Ready? Here it is. It's a communications room. Ready, Azile? Just so we're clear, once the punishing virus enters your system, there's no going back. You're sure it's stable? Indestructible? Azile dropped his gaze to the vial of substance that Marlis had pressed into his palm. Of course. Why else would I take it into myself? Besides, look at what humanity has become. Have you seen anything capable of standing against it? What? So she had already become an ascendant by then? Okay. I thought it was gonna be like in between the phases of something, but no, it happened in the past. No fucking way. How'd she even do it? Now I'm curious at what Marlis's history is. Because, I mean, I'm not saying she was, like, a good person or anything, but, like, damn. Just going straight at it. Okay. And I see. So Azal had already kind of given up on becoming the Golden Sun, like he had previously stated on, like, the whole Project Barleycorn. Later decided to just tear it all down for him. Just for his own ending. An ending he chose, right? And for Marlis, it would mean the end of Project Barleycorn. And as an Ascendant, she'd love nothing more than that. But again, it makes me think, was she always an Ascendant? But it's like, how did they not know? Has she just been able to hide it well the whole time? Or was she, like, maybe teaming up with an Ascendant beforehand and then only became an Ascendant recently? Submit to the punishing virus. Through it, you gain eternity. I don't submit to anything. This is a tool, nothing more. A means to keep us at whole. Don't confuse me with your kind. And you call yourself virtuous? You're about to end your own family. Death and the punishing virus delivered by your hand. Wow, so he really had already gone off the deep end. That it makes sense why he did all those things after. Like, he had already lost his sanity by that point. Choose your words carefully. This is a release from suffering, a fusion of family. Even if they struggle on, this cruel world will eventually tear them away from me. Now there's a better place to be, so why not? I know them. It's the ultimate ideal we've always sought. After this, our family will truly become inseparable. Then showing you its power was the right call. Still, I'm almost disappointed. I recall you being far more skeptical. No need to test it further. No need to waste time. I've seen enough. I know it has the power I need. Oh, how does he know it, though? But you gave me your word. No more claims on a Zet. You handled the world government and sure were recorded as annihilated. Erased from human history. Expect no complications. Am I understood? I need to hear the truth. Oh, so that's why no one ever interfered. But wait, are you seriously telling me she had this much influence? Just who is this chick? Because again, this seems to be a fully backed project from the world government, right? Like, how would you keep that a secret? Okay, maybe not the entirety of Project Barleycorn, but like, to actually be able to keep some parts of that a secret considering how many eyes are on it? There's no way. And if I told you yes, would you believe me? Your hesitation only existed because you had something left to lose. That's why you feared losing them. But now, there's nothing left to hold on to, is there? Attachment is just another word for concern. And even more so restraint. Shed them and you're no longer bound. You'll be truly free. The punishing virus. That was always the endgame for you, wasn't it? All that talk of power and position. Nothing but a mask you've been hiding behind. Wow, that's crazy. It's also even more insane because again, it's like we've seen people team up with Ascendants before, like Kurano and them. That's not the surprising part. It's that she's an Ascendant and she already snuck into the world government. Like, what the fuck, bro? How? Seriously, just who is this woman? I almost had to give her probably as much as respect as that Ascendant who ended up facing Rosetta in that latest chapter that Rosetta had. Because she was also pretty badass looking. So I never got a real true boss fight with her, but still, I hope we do one day. Exactly right. That's why I've always said we're the same, you and I. Or at least a playable character that we can actually have on the team. She'd be pretty badass. I despise this world as much as you do. This ugly human world. The punishing virus, though, it's beautiful, powerful. This world is long overdue for a new master. Care to join me? bring your family. Together we'll build something new. An empire that's ours. I don't care about your new world. Stay away from us. Our world is a Zet. That's all we need. Zal gazed at the message on the terminal. Before entering the comms room, he had ordered all his Zet members to stand by for an emergency deployment. No one was to leave base. Oh my god. But Kamui, Kutrave, and Leif were different. When he sent the message, they were still in the archive room, waiting for the results of their so-called assessment. For all Zal knew, they were probably already on their way to find them. With grim resolve, he opened the vial filled with the punishing virus, decanting an ominous fluid into a syringe. Without a moment's hesitation, he drove the needle deep into his own heart. Zal's body overwent a torturous transformation. A second, an exercise in excruciating agony. Crimson pain crawled through his veins like countless biting ants, gnawing at his very heart as he stumbled forward. He reached the device they had prepared and pressed the activation key. Leveraging his internal clearance, Morris's virus program began its silent, rapid infiltration of his central system. In a matter of seconds, every defense and stress system was rendered completely inert. Ah, I see. Right, because I guess, yeah, like I said, she probably could have already had control of the punishing much earlier. So she probably used that to keep Leif when they were on that mission the one time, right? When trying to, quote-unquote, recover the researchers? Wow, shit. Outside, the swarms of corrupted, assembled by Marlis, lay in wait around the perimeter. They were poised, ready for the moment as that gate swung open to surge in like wolves descending upon their prey. See, that's what I'm saying, is like, was it possibly that Marlis had actually set up the... Because that would make sense, right? She could be like a hive mind for them, or like the queen bee, and control them into places. Then when the trap is set, all the prey has to do is just open the door, and all hell is let loose. So wow, it really has been under control the whole time. But it's not like she pushed them this far solely by herself. It was the circumstances regarding the world government and Project Barleycorn as like the main factor. She was just like an extra thing. Abnormal punishing virus fluctuations detected within a 4-kilometer radius of the base. Level 2 alert protocol activating. All Zet members. Self-destruct mode. From this moment on, the order of family will be established in a Zet. No one leaves. No one betrays. Damn, Azal off the deep end. Alright, give me a second. I'm gonna use the bathroom first. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I'm back. What's with you two? No time. Where's Azile? Did he say he'd be here to give us orders? Him? Actually, he just messaged me right before he came in. Said he's on his way. Told us to wait. That came right on cue as if someone by their words. Could only be Azile at the door. See? Right on time. That's weird though. What's up with Azile today? He has his own access. Why is he knocking? Despite his confusion, Darren rushed to open the door for Azile. Outside the dormitory, all the lights had mysteriously gone out, leaving nothing but impenetrable darkness beyond the threshold. There, Darren saw Azile standing unnaturally far back, not moving to enter. Lingered in the gloom with only a single hand extended, the same one that had just knocked. Without a second thought, Darren stepped forward to pull Azile inside. I was waiting for him to take charge after all. But Ava, standing just beside him, caught something Darren had missed, an unnatural crimson gleam flickering in the darkness. Now she saw it clearly. The hand Darren was pulling into the light had grotesquely mutated beyond recognition. Punishing virus? Darren, get back, now! What? Go. But when Darren turned to face Ava, the hand he had just drawn toward him drove itself through his chest into his heart. It was only then that he realized what he held was no longer a human hand. Crimson substance mixed with his own blood, now gushing from his wound, was spreading to engulf him. Sigh. Why? Darren, reeling in disbelief, attempted to meet the eyes of the figure behind him, searching for any kind of explanation. As I looked back, yet under the punching violence influence, perception had begun to betray him, warping the story into scene before his eye. Darren, you. He was crying, fear in his face. Clearly he was resisting everything Azile had done to him. He was accepting it. Sada, you took your time getting here. We've all been waiting. Of course there's nothing wrong with this. Exactly what we wanted. But you know me, I hate pain, so make it quick, alright? Let it hurt too long. So, it hurts. Don't. Of course, Darren. I know you. I know all of you. Whatever you wish for, I'll make it real. With a violent clench of his fist, Azile crushed Darren's heart. Pushed his hand free and watched the light die in his friend's eye. Darren's body crumbling into a lifeless heap on the floor. Run. Ava scrambled backwards, yelling warning to her companions further up the path. Stood frozen in ignorance, completely unaware of the horror taking shape before her eyes. Azile's lost it. He's infected by the punishing virus. Chaos engulfed the dormitory. Everyone scattered in panic, scrambling like mad ants to get away. Darren, hang in there. Somebody stop the bleeding. He's gone. Carol, with me. We gotta find a place to hide. Where are Kamui and Leif? We need to find them. Dorian's scream echoed through the room as Azile brought his heavy sword down his legs, shining bones and tendons, leaving him helpless. Azile, I'm so tired from running. Can you do something about it? You know me. I suck at long distance running. If only I could just sit or lie down forever. Anything would be fine. Anything but running. How about we do something with my legs? My legs. They hurt. Need to stand. Run. Have to. There. That should do it, Dorian. Rest easy where you are. Never have to worry about running again. Everyone was as playful as ever, he thought. Saw watched the members scatter, laughing and frolicking as they talked about revisiting their favorite childhood game. How can I say no to you all? Alright, I'll play. 5 seconds to hide. No waiting for stragglers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now time to come home, everyone. Yes, this was it. So I made a perfect home. But what each person wanted, what each person feared. Super away those fears, fulfilling their every desire. Once everyone was finally in place, they gathered together in a state of pure contentment and bliss, setting the steps of the punishing virus as one. It became an absolute and perfect whole that would be separated again. Wow, so he basically ended up becoming like what's it called? Not the corrupted, but it's like those like amalgamation of like echoes of people, right? The red tide, yes. A few survivors left. Carly and Carol had fled the farthest. It was not far enough. Zal descended upon them, swiftly killing Carly and letting her fall limp into Carol's embrace. I understand, Carly. Your sister means everything to you. You shield her from every risk. Stay between her and the world. And Carol, you feel the same. Don't worry. I'll give you both what you want. You'll stay together. Forever. You're insane. You're a monster. Go to hell. Carol grabbed her weapon and struck at Zal. She was no match for him. Seized her by the throat. Grip her brutal vice, then left her gasping. The first time she met his gaze were unbridled fury, forcing her head up to stare him down through gritted teeth. So, for this, for all of it, it's going to come back and bite you. We already sent word to Kamui and Katrave. You won't last much longer. Zal tossed Carol's body beside Carly, so they could cling tightly together. He gazed at the sisters, embracing in death as they once had in life, and smiled with satisfaction. Patience. It'll happen. Every single one. I'll bring them all home. And now, just like when you were small, rest in your sister's arms. Let her sing you to sleep. What the hell happened here? Led by the commotion, the soldiers arrived on the scene, ready for a horrifying spectacle. For a moment, they could only stare blankly at the trainees lying dead on the ground. As the dread settled in, they looked and locked eyes with Zal. Perfect. Yes. One by one. Everyone. Together. You came later than the others. Brought in by Leif. You've been part of Azet for a long time now. So no one gets left behind. A sweet dream is just beginning. Still no response. Comms are completely dead. They've told Kamui and Katrave about the situation. They're about to leave. The base was suddenly filled with the sound of unfamiliar alarms. Quickly discovered that the central system had collapsed. Leif soldiers had initially radioed in, pointed around a way to check the dormitories, but after that, all contact was lost. No way. Those corrupted that jumped us already destroyed a signal tower? We lost so many people holding them off. How? How does this even happen? The other members aren't answering either. They might already be. Anxiety etched across his face. Kamui fended off several corrupted nearby. They managed to activate his S emergency system, but its functionality was limited to basic enemy scanning. It was powerless to provide any real assistance. The interface lit up with a swarm of red dots, a chilling revelation that a massive force of corrupted had already breached the interior, jumping it completely. But yeah, it's like, now we also know why there was that one time with corrupted in the vicinity, right? Because I think, if I'm remembering the order of events correctly, Azal had already given her the password, right? Maybe? Oh wait, no, my bad. I'm thinking of like when the punishing virus had happened, right? But nah, that wouldn't have happened. She wasn't a part of that yet. Standing around, we'll fix this. Come on, let's move. We gotta save everyone. Maybe they're waiting for us right now. Kamui, Katrave, fall back. Leif's hurt. I'll cover. Trey didn't wait for a response. Pushed Leif into the small room behind him and then moved to block the doorway, just positioning himself against the oncoming surge of corrupted. Fresh wave of enemies that caught them on their way to rescue the others, slowly forced them back toward this corner. A small emergency shelter nearby, their plan had been to take a short break. Corrupted in the relentless pursuit, someone had to remain outside to hold the line. Katrave, I'm coming to help you. Taking the situation at a glance, Kamui charged forward, placing himself between Katrave and several incoming blows. Finding his wand, they withstood the relentless assault just long enough to fall back into the emergency shelter. Lock the door. Okay, we're safe for now, but if we could reach the others, I don't think we'd make it in time. We need a new plan. Leif, can we call for backup? Comms are still jammed. Unless someone can fight their way out of a Zet, we got no way to signal for help. But there are too many corrupted out there. A small team wouldn't break through. If we sent too many, the ones up behind will stand a chance. Then let's get everyone to the escape pods. The wounded and the weak evacuate first. We'll stay and hold out as long as we can. No time to overthink this. We gotta rescue the others. Let's go! Kamui readied his weapons and made the charge out. Trave caught him by the arm, holding him back. He'd been staring at his terminal in silence ever since they first detected the anomaly. After advance, he'd been deeply preoccupied, slowly assembling the piece of the puzzle. Oh, did he get the message from the sister? So as Kamui fought front lines to buy Katrave time to patch up his wounds, Katrave had already made his decision and put his plan into motion. Katrave? What's that in your hand? Wait, what the? Before Kamui could react, Katrave plunged a syringe filled with a golden liquid into his vein. He pressed the plunger, emptying the entire contents. They fled in such a hurry that no one had seen what the others had taken. Katrave hadn't yet formed a concrete plan then. As a precaution, he grabbed equipment capable of extracting solar essence in an emergency. Fortunately, it was all proving useful now, just to see at home. What are you doing? You just gave me all your essence. What about you? Without power, how are you gonna fight these things? How are you gonna survive? Kamui. First time Katrave had ever cut off Kamui. He'd always been a patient listener, absorbing every word before he would speak. Patience was a luxury he could no longer afford. He knew that hesitation now meant it would be too late for everything. We can't win this. You know that. Fighting won't change anything. Look, I gave you my essence. You can break through. Katrave lifted Kamui's arm to show him the wound there, revealing that the area once affected by the Punisher virus was beginning to heal. Instead, Kamui could clearly feel the oppressive weight of the virus's influence fading from within him. Take essence to Babylonia. Get surgery. Construct tech. You'll make it. What about all of you? The injured, the ones in the recovery ward close to the sunspot stage? We can't take everyone with us. Not leaving. Leif and I, we find them. I'll protect them. Ah, so this is how. Okay. I was gonna say, it didn't seem like part of Azael's plan. In Azael, I'll find him too. All of us will hold out. You come back with help. Save us. But again, he said he had a block in his memories though, so it's like, what caused that? Was it the virus that Monus had already implanted? But would it really affect it if he was just in an escape pod? But Kamui wanted to continue arguing. The essence that had surged into him forcibly triggered his final conversion phase. His body reacted violently, paralyzing him mid-motion. My body burns like everything's on fire. No, I gotta stay awake. He stepped forward to support Kamui, whose body had been weakened by waves of excruciating pain. Katrave's right. If we all stay here, we're all dead. Every last one of us. We need to preserve at least one chance, Kamui. In terms of your body and your abilities, you're our best shot. You've got the highest chance of a successful conversion. Trust us. We'll protect everyone left in the Zet. We'll hold out until you come back for us. Katrave, continue the rescue operation. I'll get Kamui to the pod. Copy. Having said his piece, Leif helped Kamui up and made ready to withdraw. When they started to move her, Katrave's hand shot out and closed tightly around Kamui's wrist. Wait. Stepped forward, wiping the ground of battle from Kamui's face. Katrave had never forgotten the first time they met at the orphanage, where he'd been the only survivor. Kamui had wiped away the mud and tears from his face in the exact same way. Thank you, Kamui. we'll see each other again. These words Katrave let go and waved Leif on. He remained rooted on the spot, his gaze fixed on their diminishing shapes until they were gone. Then he turned and broke into a run forward. To confront Azile, right? Because that's probably the other thing. He didn't want Kamui to face the truth. Only he could do it himself. Because again, he probably saw the message. He made straight for Azile's terminal location. His course set without an instant doubt. There were things he kept buried, suspicions he nursed in silence. His only hope was that this time, they could settle it once and for all. Katrave. Once the last Zed soldier had fallen by his hand, Azile sensed someone drawing near from behind. He spun to meet the threat, but it was only Katrave. His expression was utterly devoid of emotion. You made it here first. You're Kamui and Leif. I thought he'd get here before you. Azile. Why? Isn't it obvious? I'm building a new order for Azet. A family that will never be separated again. So you're here to judge me too, like all the others who can't see I'm doing this for us, who cursed me, despise me. Katrave shook his head, then as if nothing had happened, he simply walked toward Azile and approached him. Not questioning. Azile saved me. Your family. Whatever you do, I won't fight. Azile, if you need family, I will be. Spare Kamui. Let him go. You both saved me. Your kindness, I remember. I'll be with you, Azile. I'm not leaving. Let everyone in Kamui go. They need freedom. You're telling me about freedom. With a grim expression, Azile mercilessly thrust his blade forward, piercing Katrave's heart. Katrave offered no resistance. Wow. Hurts, but it's okay. I'll be here for you. Katrave, since when is freedom more important than family? But it's fine. I've always seen you as my little brother. You don't know any better. That's why you let Kamui go and say all those useless things. But I won't hold it against you. You haven't betrayed me. You haven't betrayed this family. So I'll forgive you. Rest now, here at home. Once I bring Kamui back too, we'll all be together again. In that moment, Katrave's face was a mask as always. He didn't struggle, nor did he show any fear. He felt no regret. His life, he decided long ago when Kamui and Azile brought him back to Azet, to them. He found it impossible to present Azile when he saw his family. His only thought had been for Kamui. I'm sorry, Kamui. I lied to you. Run now. Live well, Kamui. Be free. Be free for me. For all of us. We'll see each other again. Farewell. Wow. What a brother, though. Like, seriously, like, he couldn't even hate on Azile either, which is, I don't know. Again, I guess it just depends on the individual, but it's like he said, they gave him a life that he thought was over. A chance to survive. He then retrieved Kamui's terminal, which he had pocketed earlier without a moment to spare. Now, as he finally scrolled through the messages glowing on the screen, his eyes went wide with shock. In the very moment the truth of what had happened, and what was yet to come, dawned on him, Azile arrived. Finally my turn, Azile. Where's Kamui? Somewhere you'll never find him. You want blood? Take mine. I was going to let you keep your dignity, Leif. After all, since Mom and Dad died, you've been the closest thing we had to a parent. But you let him go. You aided his betrayal. Don't expect mercy now. Completely retrieving his last family member. No, this wasn't the last one. It was still Kamui. Rizal couldn't wait for him now. The happy family reunion couldn't wait any longer. He extracted the consciousness of everyone from his head and forced them into his own body, despite being so weakened that they should have had no strength left, while their minds so instinctively rejected him. Wow, so he's like the physical red tide, but he's like stitched together instead of fused. So we seized Katray's body. Sure enough, those consciousnesses showed not the slightest rejection toward this vessel. Fusion was complete. What the fuck? Fuck you, Asile. Dude! He really went off the deep end. So because they wouldn't accept him, considering he was their killer, he took his brother's body? Fuck off, bro. That is messed up. His head was now too empty, completely devoid of its former liveliness. Everyone's bodies, he decided, had to serve a purpose for this home. Ah, I see. So that's why he already had his own body here. Yeah, so it was. He gave up his own body. But it wasn't that he shifted to a consort immediately. He shifted to Azal, who then made a consort. That's messed up, because like, look what he did to him, bro. Azal grafted parts of some bodies onto himself, while freezing the rest in what he deemed their happiest poses from when they were alive, saying them in every corner of his Zet. Ah, so it's almost like when in that illusion where Kamui was hosting a meeting with everyone. That's messed up that it ended up being Azile. That's like, now he would see how Azile felt, right? That despair. They were all here now. They would never leave again. Before Kamui left, Azile had secretly snatched away a portion of his mind to keep for himself. This fragment was enough. It can reflect Kamui as a whole. Oh, okay. But how did he do that, though? He was already gone. Unless he had done it before, like I said, during the testing? Like during the assessments, maybe? But I don't know. Azal knew that one day, Kamui would return. And understood Kamui all too well. So then again, would the people who survived, who we saw here earlier, would they just like his friends turn to constructs and then kill them or something? Because again, there should have been no survivors. Amnesia. He even lost his own body. Dude, how does Marlis know this? Oh no, yeah, because they still wouldn't have linked the connection. But bro, what's gonna happen now? Because again, if this secret gets out, the world will be in shambles. Because like, you can't even trust the world government anymore if they hadn't ascended within their own ranks. Like, having someone partner with them is one thing, but having your own turn into one, I can't even think of the repercussions. What did you expect? He was half dead when he left. Critical damage from the corona gene conversion. And his mind, the one you sabotaged, was fundamentally broken from the start. The fact that he's alive at all is a miracle. And don't look at me to help you bring him back. I'm already on Babyloni's deserter list. Whatever scheme you're cooking up, you're on your own. Oh, okay, so her cover is already kind of... Okay, well, maybe not her cover, but she's already left. But how come? Again, I guess maybe she actually was a part of, like, Babylon, or I mean, the world government, but then she became an ascendant at some point in the process, but we don't know when. Then he would just have to wait a little longer. The time hadn't been right yet. Azal wanted Kamui to return to his family home, and of his own volition. He'd been doing everything to spy on Babylonia, watching as his foolish brother Kamui became fragmented and weak. Once again, Kamui had experienced the helplessness of loss. He still extended a helping hand to everyone around him. Expected he without memories, he was still the same idiot who never learns. Ah, so he was spying on Babylonia too the whole time. I see. That's why he could figure out, like, now's the right time, right? With the new frame and everything. It's like, it's the perfect chance to bring it back home. So when everything finally came to light, he would return here again. Day after day, Azal had watched his surveillance screens, yearning for the day that the high and mighty Babylonia would come crashing down, so he could finally have Kamui back. Oh, wait, hold up. Wait, he wouldn't be Wheel of Fortune, right? No, he wouldn't. But maybe he was working with Wheel of Fortune when it came crashing down, or when it almost crashed down the second time, if not for Teddy, right? Because, again, we still didn't know. How the hell were they able to do that? They finally arrived when Babylonia sent probe signals to ascend their search for FOS. It's all unknown then that his weight was low. Oh, okay, no. It was just the timing of that. Right, because, again, in the end, right now, we're looking for FOS, and this is a trace of FOS. I don't know, or no, I guess he probably just intercepted it. But does he actually know about FOS? I'm curious about that. Because in the end, that illusion had to do with FOS, right? About, like, it falling and everything, and even a specific location of, like, some kind of ship that was already infested with corrupted makes me think maybe that information is real. After all these years, even like this, you're still not letting go? That's none of your concern. This serves your interests too. We'll continue as we always have. Our own interests. I'll help you remember everything, Kamui. I'll help make you experience once again our birth, our growth, what we gained and what we lost. All those memories of being loved, learning to hate, obtaining and being stripped of everything. After you've lived through all of this again, I'm sure you'll come to hate this cruel world just as I did. Then you will come back to our home, to our embrace, and I can at last welcome home the last member of the Azet family. Bro. Dude, what the fuck? And again, I like how this madness for Azal isn't like too abrupt or anything, right? Because it's like he was losing himself bit by bit through the whole situation as it escalated. And all the secrets kept being hidden. But like, well, Kamui accepted it and decided to fight for or against it. Azal was like, no, we need to speed this up because I want to be ahead so then we don't fall into the same shit as before. Whereas Kamui's like, it's not that he was fine with taking it step by step, but it's like he figured that whatever the reward is after all the end of it will be worth it. The fool and the hero. Wow. Damn, so it's like he has to fight both his brothers because it's like it's Katre's body, but it's Azal behind it all. Fuck. Okay, so there we go. Now we know the truth. What really happened on the day Kamui was sent out. Because I was gonna say, it doesn't seem like to be a part of his plan if, in the end, he was gonna turn traitor, right? He'd want to, like, stop him or something. But, again, by that point, he wouldn't have been able to do anything else. And more or less, by being a deserter, she probably would have only had the latest information, but nothing else. But again, it's like, now, how does this connect to Iceling, then, is the question. I assume it's kind of like similar to the illusion, because, to be fair, Kratos could kind of do the same thing with, like, her illusion with the red tide and everything, but this seems on, like, a much greater magnitude. And again, it seems to be similar to those effects that happened to Liv in her Limpidity chapter, but, yeah, I don't know. And again, did Iceling already get what she wanted before this happened, or is she still there? Because, again, she was sighted here, and we did get a report about that, but we don't know if she already got what she wanted or not, and how does Marlis connect to it? And what has she even been doing this whole time? Like, just waiting with Azal? So that no one among us will ever lose their home again. Now back to the present. What do you mean by the only answer? Azal, after everything that's happened, you're still talking all this nonsense? You're the one who backed everyone to a corner, who forced them to jump off the cliff, And now you got the nerve to blame the world for not giving you a way out? Well, listen up. You're dead wrong. They've never been one path for all of us. Or there's only ever been one. Forward. Toward the sun we always chased. Toward the light. No matter what. Kamui swings his weapons all his might, driving his ally back several meters. Instead of pressing the attack, his ally remains rooted in place. Tilts his head back and erupts into a twisted maniacal laugh, as if he just heard the most absurd joke imaginable. Forward. Forward to where? Deeper into the valley? Straight into the abyss? It doesn't matter which direction you pick. The end always a cliff. Destruction is the only fate awaiting for us. My bad, I know I'm reading this wrong. Shut up. So now you get to stand there all high and mighty, spouting pretty words. I feel like you don't feel a thing. Don't you dare forget, Kamui. I didn't force that ending on you. You saw it yourself. Yeah, because again, it's crazy because that is the overall message here, isn't it? It wasn't really Marlis who did all of it, right? It wasn't really they fucked up themselves. It really was the pressure of the world government weighing them down and rushing things that spiraled out of control. Which again makes me think, was it just like FOS was a part of it? Because like I said, to have that much power to do all of this, I don't think the world government would have been able to do that, and they would have got one up by one person who became an ascendant. And again, the methods just don't seem something like from a something Triller would do, in my opinion. And I know I keep going back to Triller, but it's like, come on, I'm not gonna say he was a saint, but he wasn't like evil or a monster. So maybe this was like, it was just FOS asking, and they used they said for the world government, right? Especially considering like FOS was established by Dominic. Maybe that's what this is all about. At least that's what I'm thinking. Every nightmare during your adaptation. Every time I nearly tore your mind apart. Those were all futures born from your own fears. You know this could happen. This world will strip everything away from us. How can you stand there and tell me you're not terrified? So I mapped out this path from the beginning. He calculated the move based on his understanding of Kamui's personality, though he would never back down until hitting rock bottom. You're right. I am terrified of losing the people I love. I'm terrified that someday I'll be walking this path all alone. It's precisely because he cherishes the love he's received. Partings will bring him such agony. Deeper his connections will others become, wonder etched into his very being, when they're torn away from him. It feels as if a part of his soul is ripped away, pain that consumes him to his core. No matter how many times he starts over, he can never forget these pains. But the pains teach him far more than just suffering. Kamui pulls his heavy blade from the ground, resting it tightly or lightly on the surface as he drags it forward. Drawn close to the light, he emerges from darkness, gradually gaining clarity about where he stands and where he's headed. But even if I'm terrified, I'll keep moving forward. Even if I'm crying, even if I'm broken, even if the whole world gets in my way, nothing's gonna stop me from charging forward toward what's out there. Because this isn't just my dream anymore. They pushed me this far. They believed in me. And I'm not stopping now. I don't care what stands in my way. I don't care how many times I fall. Forget all that. The only thing that matters is I've always had the courage to run toward the sun. Foolish courage. Saw charges forward once more, bringing his weapon down as he confronts Kamui. Not face to face, he glanced into Kamui's eyes with fury, driven by the urge to scold him like an older brother, just as he used to. Because also, that's the thing about Kamui that's amazing. It's not that he's like, he only has this belief because of someone else, because he's mimicking anyone. No, it's like, that's just who Kamui is. He's always been that person, and there's nothing about it that's going to change that. Like, no matter how much the world basically tries to force him to change, he won't. He's stronger than that. Because, look, you can say some things like, oh, you're being too ignorant or arrogant or something like along those lines. But Kamui's like, this is one thing I won't change. It's who I am. It's what got me this far. I'm not changing it for anyone else. And even if I may be viewed as weaker or foolish for staying like this, I don't care. This is who I am. This is who Kamui is. Kamui, you filled your heads with too many fairy tales. You can't tell fantasy from reality anymore. I know exactly what you're gonna say. Those stupid, laughable stories we heard as children. The old man who moved mountains, the bird that tried to fill the sea, and fools just like you who chased the sun until they're burned to death. That's it, isn't it? None of them ever made it. If you follow their example, you're burnt to ashes just like you get close to the sun. Then I'll worry about that when I actually burn up. And until I've given everything I've got, I'm never gonna stop running. People ran ahead of me once. They shielded me from the sun. Even if I fall, everyone I protected behind me will step up and take my place. Even if my flesh and bones burn to ash, I'll ride the wind as dust and keep moving forward. And someday, we're gonna catch up to that sun we could never reach. You stubborn idiots. Saw brings his full force down. The blow sending Kamui staggering. Skates drifts to the charred remains floating in the air, littering the ground. Sight makes Kamui's foolish courage seem all the more pathetic. Keep putting on that brave face, Kamui. Others might buy it, but I know you better than anyone. You haven't changed since we were kids. You're still that crybaby who can't let go of anything, paralyzed by your own emotions. Is that your big plan? Hurting, crying, and still pushing forward through the tears? But take a good look at every single one of them. Azal sees the charred bodies around him and flings them toward Kamui. The remains of those he once called family. They're homeless. The shrine he has tended for years. Now he casts them aside without hesitation, weaponizing their birth forms only to shatter Kamui's composure. Go ahead. Say it to their faces. Tell them about your courage to move forward. Look at them. Don't you feel ashamed? Don't you feel regret? Doesn't it hurt? Do you really have the heart to turn your back on them? To leave them behind forever? It's not that Kamui would hesitate. He was wrong. Kamui faced the charred corpses hurled with weapons. He shattered them without a moment's doubt. Is that all you remember about them? You trapped them in death. You only remember the grief, the pain, the loss. But Azile, ask yourself, is pain and grief all they gave us? Is that really all that's left of them? Kamui charges forward fearlessly. Azile continues to throw the remains of their family at him. A shared journey now fractured by conflicting dreams. Azile tries to twist family into painful scars, but Kamui sees only long-lost warm embraces. So he holds no doubt. He knows, with unshakable certainty, that if any of them still lived, they would never truly raise their blade against them. In this moment, even as their shattered remains are weaponized against them, their souls are perceived not as an attack, but as a reunion, an embrace. Kamui shattered the mechanical parts and severed limbs flying toward him, each step bringing him closer to that all too familiar figure. The cleaved arm likely belonged to Odile after the modification, the very arm Kamui once slept against. A howl erupts from bone-white teeth. Should be Uraita's, once singing sweet lullabies. A chunk of bloody flesh flies from her blade. Kamui slices through her, releasing dark blood. Looks like the wound Leif suffered protecting him when he was young and reckless. Bandages flutter from Aza's face. The eyes they covered are probably Catrave's, as they suffered from night blindness. I can't bear to imagine how they endured endless darkness all those years. There are many, many more. Parts he once knew, easier to identify, fragments too damaged to recognize. All used as weapons by Azile. Like I said, the meaning of Azet is really what made them drift apart. But amid the bloody storm, Kamui feels their warm embraces. Go forth, Kamui. Don't look back, Kamui. Come home, Kamui. They smile, welcoming his return as his family. Thank you for bringing us home, Kamui. Kamui roars into the distance, finally repelling the storm's last assault. Pours every ounce of his grief and fury into that howl, the only way to hold the tears to ending the fall. Of course I remember, and I'm never gonna forget. Every single one of them. How they came into my life, what they left. What about you, Azael? I don't believe you only remember the pain. You remember too, don't you? It is family you torn apart, locked up like prisoners. Don't they remind you of the warmth and love they gave you? How can you do this to them? How can you repay their love with nothing but death and suffering? Have you forgotten every moment that gave us strength? Every moment that gave us hope? Azael sees his struggle, Kamui's words striking a chord deep within him. How could he forget? For years in his self-imposed isolation, he's whispered to the traces of each of them left behind, living every memory, treasuring every mark of their existence. Without those moments to sustain his illusions, how could he have held on in this dead place till this day? He's asked himself this question countless times. The answer's always the same. So what? So what? I can't stop now, Kamui. Cold charred corpses and mangled limbs remind him only that the seeds of his sins have already taken root. Given what stands before him, what else can he do? Every path behind him lies severed. There is no turning back now. You can't, then let me handle it. Leave the path ahead to me. I'm taking you back. Oh, here we go. Time for Kamui to be the hero. Let's do this, Azael. Time to end your suffering. Damn, messed up. Oh, and the broad blade. Like in training. Alright, let's do this, guys. Oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Oh, fuck you. What the hell? Dude, you're messed up, bro. Oh my god.
あとはお前だけだ、カムイ。
どうしてこんなことを。よくもみんなを傷つけたな。
対応してやったんだよ。俺があいつらを救った。これでもう離れない。ずっと家族で一緒だ。
No, he has that invincibility frame just like the twins? No! I can't have that happen. Nah, I'm not letting him do this. I already have enough when the twins do it. I'm not letting you do it too. You piece of shit. You do this, Aniki. We were supposed to survive together. We were supposed to be the hope of the world. You do this?
おとなしく処刑されるんだ。この裏切り者。
黙れ、兄貴。
これは俺が守りたいすべて。
許せねえぞ。
裏切り者だ。お前こそ俺たちを忘れて、俺たちを見捨てた。
みんなを裏切って目を背けてるのはあんただ。
ライフ、語れる、オーディンリー、みんながここにいる。
Whoa, what the fuck? Oh my god. Whoa. Ah, great. Don't tell me he can shoot lasers too, like Cell Max with those things. Nope. Come on, let's keep clashing. Ah, shit. Okay, I got some achievement. Oh no. Oh no, here we go again. What? Oh, you bitch. Wait, what am I supposed to do there? Nope. Oh shit. Yes. Ooh, bingo. Come on. Not today, big bro. It's about time I give you the beating you need. Someone's gotta pull you up for this nightmare. Ooh, but you found the comp stage? Nice. Ooh, nope. Oh shit. Wait, what happened? Oh my god. I was about to say, where am I? Oh no. What's this thing that I see here? Nope. There we go. Nope. Take this. Oh no. Again, I don't know if I'm supposed to dodge or hit it. Okay, I'm assuming I'm... Oh, okay. I'm supposed to dodge and then counter. I see. Ooh. Oh no. Okay, so he doesn't shoot laser from his back. That's good. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Here we go! Here we go! Here we go! Come on! Come on! Sing! 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 Doshita no. As I... Baby, not today! Nope, let's do this. Time to shine. Ooh, baby, come on. Oh! Ooh. Nope. Nope. Ooh, gotcha. Nope. 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 Ooh, okay, there we go. Nope. Here we go. Take it from the top. Oh yeah. Nope. Oh shit. Come on. Oh, not again. Nope. Wait, what? Oh, wait, can I actually break that? I'll be honest, I didn't even know that. Oh, shit. Oh, shit, I did it. Oh, but barely, though.
行こう。家に帰ろう。
Damn. Yo, y'all gotta admit, that was way more hype than the Future Trunks thing against Fusamasu. That was way better than that. Under the light of the sun. The sun. Taiyo. Azao glimpses where Kamui stands. Earlier battle tore open the ceiling. And outside, the morning sun shines through. A beam of light descends through the breach, falling upon Kamui. Perhaps the first sunlight to touch Azao's sight in many long years. He yearns to step forward and bathe in it too, or simply extend his hand to touch even a small piece of it. That would be enough, but he can't do anything. Struggle as he might, he can no longer command his broken body to move. He remain in the darkness, prisoned within boundaries of his own making. Is this body's instinct? Catrave, even now, your body still can't bear the dark. It's just like you, Kamui. Kamui offers no reply, remaining silent and still in thought. When he finally moves, it's only to the boundary, but just a line. The light gives way to shadow, wanting to taste the oppressive darkness that has been Azao's torment for so many years. It's so dark, so cold. To be trapped here year after year would drive anyone mad with loneliness. Kamui recognizes the feeling. There's no wish to sink into it, only intention to forgive. It's also crazy because he was also like the one who was like cowering a bit in the shadows as a kid, right? So to see him become this kind of person now, it's really amazing. Half his body remains in the light. It's a stance, a choice, that's defined him from the very beginning. You want to know what that assessment said? Zal never expected Kamui to bring this up. During this long wait, he revisited many memories, but this particular subject is one he's always steered clear of contemplating. What's there to guess? Even the world government shut it down. Where you passed and got the green light. Why else would Catrave give you his solar essence? Why else would you make it to Babylonia? So what now? Here to rub it in? To wave your survival in my face? You know why he did it. You've always known. You're just running away. No matter what the report said, if we had to do it all over again, Catrave would make the same choice. Every time. He noticed something was off with you way before any of us. But he didn't want to put anyone in a tough spot. He tried to make everyone's wishes come true. Except his own. And the reply Leif got from the world government? All 3 C candidates have passed the evaluation. At the review, a Z support request is approved. Wow. Aww. It's crazy because, again, in the end, Catrave's life was for them. He never once had a thought of just being selfish for himself. What mattered to him were the 2 brothers who gave him meaning. And that's also sad that they could have done it. If he had just been a bit stronger, if he had been a bit more patient, if he had held out a bit more hope, just a bit, it could have been the difference. But that's the issue, right? Tough times like this, people will really be tested. People will be put through the ringer. And that's when you'll see those who can't persevere, those who have the strength of character, and those who just crack under the pressure. It's really sad because, again, it's like, this wouldn't have had to happen. It never would have gone overboard. He just needed a bit more hope. Maybe not to the level of Kamui, but just like Catrave had hope for Kamui, right? He had hope for both of them. He just needed to have a little hope that his brothers could be there to support him. Just a bit more. Because it's like Kamui says, as long as you persist, it's not impossible. It's not over. The battle can still be won someday. If not today, maybe tomorrow. If not tomorrow, maybe a week. It really goes back to that message of where hard work is rewarded, or people are rewarded through effort, right? Because it's like Kamui, he never gave up, even when the odds are stacked against him, even when everyone else kept saying it's impossible, even in this most unnatural circumstances, it seemed like he was living through hell. They could have had a shot. It's just so sad because, again, it's just because he crumbled. I mean, again, I can't blame him. From his side of things and from what he thought of a Zet as, it seemed hopeless. I think anyone would feel that way, but it really is sad because, again, it's like almost everyone held hope but for him, and he was that factor that changed everything. The world government will begin research and supply of artificial solar essence. Full support will be provided to all 3 candidates. Ah, there we go. So again, that's probably also why Asimov was able to at least do some research on artificial solar essence, right? Like remaking it through his own research, because like they would have already started the blueprint for that. Wow. That's what we wanted to tell you. Back then. This moment is Al's heart, long as still a stagnant water, finally stirs. Looks toward Kamui in disbelief. How could this possibly be the outcome? Because that's also the thing, right? It's like he couldn't imagine like one or even all 3 of them being potential heroes, right? He thought it was just impossible, that it was just some sick joke. But there was light at the end of the tunnel. It's just he couldn't see it. He was just blinded by everything that had been going on. And again, it's like, who can blame him? It's like Leif had pointed out, or it's like he pointed out to Kamui. They just gone through loss and loss and loss with nothing to show for it. It's cruel to say it like that, because like I don't mean to like mock it, but it's like that is what the end results were every time they tried fighting against their fate as subjects of Project Barleycorn. So, was it he who killed their hope with his own hands? The hope that belonged to him? To all of them? Because also, it's not even that Marlis stopped them, right? Before. It's just that he chose to ignore the assessment. He didn't even bother to. That's also the sad thing, because it's like, he did that of his own volition. He's the one who ultimately decided that path. Marlis gave him an option, but that's all she did. She didn't... I mean, again, she did kind of push him in certain situations, but it never directly was like the main impact point. It was an extra thing, which I think was the point, right? She was trying to like keep putting more burdens on top of him, and at some point he will be the one to break because he's the one who thinks more, right? People who believe in something foolproof or their talent, if you crack it hard enough, it will collapse. Because that's the only thing they have to really hold on to. Unlike Kamui, who's like for a feeling, and Katray for family. With his own hands, he dragged 3 nearly rising suns down into the abyss. Even if that was true, it would have ended the same way. You know how it goes, Kamui. Hope comes first, then it gets ripped away, and all that's left is despair. Even with the world government backing us, you think the modifications would have worked for sure? You think something else wouldn't have gone wrong? Zyle, do you remember Zet's core creed? Kamui Kutazal's wallowing, gazing up at the towering sun emblem as if it were a real blazing star with the power to dispel all darkness. For a moment, Zal's speechless. They were just speaking of this. Still doesn't understand why Kamui always does this, latching onto a single phrase and hammering it home again and again. To let no one among us ever lose their home again. To let every person, every family, live under the light of the sun. Most people who came here had already had their homes ripped apart. This place was always a shelter for those with nowhere else to go. We'd already seen what loss looks like, so why keep being afraid of it? When we built this new home with our own hands, we never once stressed about losing it again someday. Because we knew that a home could never really be destroyed. Walls fell down, we built them back up. People left, new ones showed up. The ones who lived on, they moved forward in search of new hope. War tore us apart, but it also brought us together. Even knowing life means losing people, means grief, we kept moving. Because that's who we were. Naive, fearless fools. Yeah, because that's the whole message of Azet, right? They always were. Family was never something material. Home was never something material like a physical house. It was the collective. That's what it was meant to be. And again, it's like, it's those naive people that kept, those naive, fearless people who kept Azet around for so long, right? Kamui's parents, Azal's parents, Leif, and these guys. They were all naive to the whole situation regarding the world, but they still charged head-on fearless. That they'd still keep continuing to fight, even if it seemed grim, even if it seemed impossible. They just still thought, why not go out fighting? And that courage was what kept our family alive and thriving. Zal stops arguing. He's not completely oblivious to these truths. He once claimed to know every soul and every secret in Azet intimately, so these thoughts on him without mercy. How could he not feel regret? Very minds he loved now resist him, fully mumbled to their long-decayed remains, never again to hear them warmly speak his name. He simply can't turn back now. This is a prison he welded shut with his own hands, a cage with no escape. He must force himself to spin excuses and justifications just to hold on until Kamui returns to finally give him release. You're right, Kamui. In the name of family, I've been clinging to life, struggling all this time. This twisted fantasy should have ended long ago. Zal, with his dying strength, steadies his weapon on a killing spot, making the choice to end his own sin-cursed life. My consciousness will be gone. Soon, there will be nothing left of me in this body. Then, you won't feel bad about this anymore, Kamui. You can finally take them home. What's left here will be clean. A home unstained by me. His consciousness scatters like dust motes in the wind. His weary eyes begin to close for the last time. Torn memories wash over him. Of all the souls he had crossed paths with, only Kamui's there with him at the end. He feels it all again. Everything the troublemakers woven into the fabric of his life. The unfamiliarity and rejection, tears and playfulness, the concern, attachment, longing, and gratitude. Then Azal finally sees that bright, clear light, just like the afternoon sun on Azet's training ground, where he and Kamui once played without a care in the world. Kamui, don't remember me as I am now. Don't remember this Azal and hate you hate and despise. If you ever think of me again, only remember the Azal from before. The one who protected Azet with you. The one who would never betray you. That song, do you still remember it? I taught you how to sing it with sparks of life. The sun comes back every dawn. Because hope never dies out in a war. In a words. Will the wind stretch the horizon, carrying silent prayers? The song fades away as the singer finally pulls himself in from the mire. Dissolves into white feathers, becoming an invisible bird that flies beyond this cage. You're finally free, Isaiah. The song isn't over yet, so Kamui singing continues. His voice trembles at first, but with each passing note, it was more and more steady. I hear your call. Oh, okay, cool. I actually did get it. Yeah, bring it on. When Azal launches his blade-lick combo, parry every attack and dodge the grab. Or interrupt the combo. Oh, okay. I think I did most part, but I didn't dodge the grab. But at least I kind of interrupted the combo, I guess, so I guess that's when it counted. Brings Azal back to a calm state through attacks during phase 2. Oh, okay, yeah, so that's why I did that other time. Damn, man. That really is a shame. It really is a shame, because that's the thing. In most of these cases, it's like, oh, it was too late for them, or it was just inevitable that this was the only future that would have been there for them. But this one, it's like, they had another option. It was just, they needed more patience, a bit more time, a bit more optimism. Especially in these trying times when you're combating the punishing. Because, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, I think it's like they say, in the most dangerous or the most significant of situations or events, people will show their true colors. They will show who they really are under the facade that you've seen them as. Will they still be the same people that you've seen visually? Or will you see something entirely different? Will they be recognizable to you, or will they seem like a stranger? I actually am kind of like a bit teary-eyed about this, because again, it's like, that's what hurts the most. It's like, they had something. It wasn't a dead end. And I get it, like all the questions Azal brought up, but it's like, if you can hope for that at least, who's to say you can't hope for something else? And like he said, Azet may not be a home where they're in anymore, but at least the home that they've lived and cherished will still be around. And that should have been what matters. But again, I think that's partly in because, again, what they define as a Zet or as their home is different. It's understandable, but it's like it's also painful how different and warped it is for the two of them, considering they were raised as brothers too. If it was just as best friends, that'd be one thing. If it had been like us, they only met a couple years ago, that'd be another thing. But this is like people who lived together like for so long and been through so many of these events together, through trial and error, through good and bad. It really is sad to see it that way. And Gatrave, he's a real brother. He's a real brother. Because, again, he didn't decide to take any sides. Because he cherishes them both. What could be more important? Knowing that they didn't abandon you. That's what Gatrave tried to do. He almost abandoned himself. But they wouldn't. So he decided the same thing. I won't abandon them. No matter what happens, I won't abandon either of you. Because you were with me in my darkest time. So now it's time for me to do the same. It's like, fuck, man. Alright, but we still have 2 more things to go over, right? Where is Marlis now? And did she complete her objective? And then secondly, what did Aisling gain from this? Has she already gotten it or not? Because those are the 2 main things about this. Because that's where we're supposed to all connect. It's alright, yeah. My voice is kind of quivering a bit, because like I said, it really hurts in the feels when like you see all of this play out the way it did. Let me drink something real quick. Sorry, I was drinking my Coke again. With Azal's passing, the chaos of the training ground slowly fades away. The place returning to its former self. As this familiar scene unfolds, Kamui gazes upon the space, virtually unchanged from his memories. It was as though he slipped back into his human days. He spent countless nights and days in this very place. Isaiah? No one's there to answer him. Everything is the same, yet everyone's gone. What we yearned for long ago is no more. Kamui placed his hand on the device in his chest, feeling the surging solar essence within. I reclaimed a mind that Isaiah once stashed away. His power is finally complete. From now on, he'll never forget. No important person, no crucial event will be lost. He'll no longer be trapped in nightmares by mind turbulence. He's at last become a true son. But why, he wonders, does he still feel the chill? Yeah, it's like I said, it's not over yet. We haven't solved the whole mystery, and we haven't completely beaten all the bad guys. We saw Marlis here, but she gave us the solar essence, right? Even if you could say, oh, to help tamper with it with punishing viruses, would that really be all she's doing? She's always been more of a long-term plan kind of person, so what exactly is the long-term from the results of this? The beam of light falling through that small opening fails to warm him. The fire he envisioned never arrived. Kamui hesitates, or rather, he can no longer be certain. Has he truly caught up to the son he sought? Or was the son always like this? His past self simply idealized it, blind to the gap between dream and reality. He misses everyone who once ran beside him. There was friction and awkwardness between them at first, but eventually they found their way to one another. And also, it's crazy because again, it's this really goes back to what family and love meant to them, right? It didn't have to be someone who's related by blood, because all these people are people he's connected with, but he was able to connect with them on such a deep level that the love isn't there only because it's always there from birth, or because it's not always there because of familial ties or bloodlines or anything like that. It's just through interaction, experience, time. It's something that's made, not something that's just given. Okay, yeah, that. Okay. Well, we're almost done soon. I don't know what time 23 UTC is, but I'm assuming in a couple hours, so I'm gonna get quick to finish. Has he truly obtained what he wanted? In this journey chasing the sun, those who walked by his side were either burned to ashes or scorched into ghosts. And now he alone has made it this far. It's kind of similar to Vera's, right? Because everyone was giving her the push that she needed to continue forward, right? When she had the great revolver frame. I'm here, Kamui. Right here with you. From behind, a hand comes to rest on his shoulder. Against his cold metal shell, the warmth is sudden and unexpected. At that moment, he feels his own heart grow a little warmer. Hey, Xanthus, you want to know what I was just thinking about? Back when I was a kid, Mom and Dad used to tell us stories. There was this one thing I always wondered. Please don't be why do birds fly. Save that for Berseria. The sun's just up there all alone. For billions of years, it's just been hanging in the sky by itself. Doesn't it ever get sad? Anyone who gets too close just burns up, and the ones who used to keep it company all change into stuff it doesn't recognize anymore. When no one's watching, does it ever try to hide and cry? Did you find an answer back then? I kept asking the same thing over and over, and they kept giving me different answers. At first it was that's just what the sun does, gotta keep going no matter what. Then later they'd say only the sun knows how this feels. When you finally catch up to it someday, you can ask it yourself. And finally, they just got tired of my questions and distracted me with other games. I'd play till I passed out, sleep like a rock, and by the time I woke up the next day, totally forget to ask again. Just now, it all came back, out of nowhere. Yes, this question's been chasing me all this time, huh? Demanding I finally face it. Until I give it an answer it's happy with. Right. Children speak without restraint, for paradoxical innocence and cruelty. Their eyes remain unclouded, allowing them to see through all the carefully wrapped facades to perceive what adults deliberately ignore or hide. They tried to emphasize the sun's greatness, but Kamui was only concerned about whoever felt lonely. That was the beginning of Kamui's pursuit of the sun. He traveled far around its circular, fiery outline, from daylight to darkness, scorching heat to cooling chill. Even after going in circles, he still must return to this point and complete his unfinished thoughts. Only then can Kamui truly complete his arduous chase. Now who else could he possibly ask for the answer he needs? And that's the theory anyway. But reality's different. You've always had to roll with it. Adapt. Those answers you got came from people chasing the sun. But you didn't just stop chasing. You became the sun, Kamui. So maybe this is a question you should ask yourself. Ask myself? Do I get sad? Do I get lonely? Yeah, probably. At least at first. Otherwise, he wouldn't be having those nightmares. Long-lasting love isn't always a virtue. More often, it's a shackle that only one who loves can truly understand. Humans are strange that way. People can't forget the love they received, but they can't just let go of the bitterness and resentment love leaves behind. Once you've known warmth, the fall into the icy abyss is unbearable. But maybe that cold's just temporary. Before, I try not to think about them. Thought if I pretended to forget, maybe it wouldn't hurt anymore. But I couldn't do it. Every time I close my eyes, every time I see sunlight, and in countless other beautiful moments in this world, it all makes me remember them. And little by little, I only remember the good stuff. The laughter, the happy times we shared, them at their best. Then I think, maybe they never really left. They're just living in a different way. Right here. Kamui places his hand against his chest once more. Space now holds more than just the golden solar essence. They live here, forever with him. Over billions of years, mountains crumble to flatlands and oceans dry into fields. But they all leave something behind for the sun. A tiny rock, a single drop of water, anything. The sun remembers every bit of it. The sun carries all those traces with it, forever lighting up the world. Damn it, I don't know what 23 OTC or UTC is. But I assume it means at 7. I'm guessing. So I'm gonna try to finish this quickly. And I think a sun like that can never be lonely. You never get to finish. Some commotion outside the building seizes your attention. Xanthos? You're in that too, right? Come on, let's go check it out. I'll sit this one out. You can greet them yourself. Wait, huh? You know who's out there? It's probably your rock and water drop. Kamui. Kamui leads the charge, reaching Kamui before anyone else. Whoa, Kamui! Captain! Wanshi! How'd you guys... Dude, that hurts! Not bad. Guess that empty skull of yours hasn't completely rotted out yet. Kamui, what was that for? Seriously hurt. It's called a combat readiness check, genius. Way more efficient than running some stupid diagnostic. But you didn't have to go full power. And that could crack even a normal guy's head. Like you was needed any help cracking. Be grateful I didn't knock whatever's left loose. Captain, you're the boss. You gotta do something about him. Can't help you there. But now that you mention authority, as soon as we're back at Babylonia, I'm officially requesting a full examination from Asimov as your captain. Until those results clear you, no more off-grid adventures. Understood? What? No way! That's cruel and unfair punishment. You can't just lock a guy up. I'll literally die of boredom. Then let's take Quanchi and Kamu's advice. You can run the examination here and now. Once you confirm you're in one piece, you're free to bounce. Same one we gave you before you left. Exactly the same. Huh? Yeah, no thanks, I'm good. Appreciate the thought though. You know, being away this long actually made me miss Asimov. I'll just let him handle it when we get back. Oh right, the mission! We're still in the middle of that, aren't we, Xanthos? Come on, gotta find that comms device so we can link up with FOS. Gotta run. As soon as he finishes speaking, Kamui races away into the distance. Don't you dare run away. Kamui! I'm not running. I really need to find that comms device. I'm getting sleepy again. Kamu, wake me when you've caught him. I'll radio the pilot. Reposition to a safe zone nearby. Alright, that is what we were after here, wasn't it? They race toward the sunlight. Perfect echo at the pass. This very place young boys and girls once played and laughed. Dreams wove into the joy around them. Just as it was back then, the most spirited figure leading the charge is unmistakably Kamui. Nailed it. Good thing the FOS comms device wasn't busted, and Marlis totally missed it. Mission accomplished. I don't know, maybe she just needed like the signal from the device. Huh? Wait, this looks really familiar. After handing the comms device to Chrome for safekeeping, Kamui's searching fingers find something else tucked away. Flicker of memory sparks and he acts on pure instinct. Can you just keep this in a safe like a normal person? Oh, right! Dude, where's the fun in that? Come on, it's way more exciting. Like a treasure hunt. It's a recording tape. Something exciting about it. Nah, you're missing the point, Azile. This is Azet's treasure. When one of us finally becomes a golden sun, this thing becomes legendary. An heirloom, man. No cap. Katray, back me up here. Yeah, legendary. Heirloom. But actually, I don't remember we talked about this or not. Could be misremembering. Are we doing this or what? I'm hitting record. Kamui? Huh? Xanthos? What's up? Nothing. Just figured you might need a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and run that through equipment checks. Yeah, thanks. I will. Everyone wordlessly leaves the space to Kamui, understanding not to ask more questions. Picks up the recording tape and transfers the data to his terminal. So we're going straight into this with no rehearsal. Who's first? First thing takes all the fun out of it. Let's just wing it. Keep it 100. Say whatever comes out. You first then. People of Azet, listen up. Okay, so we don't actually know what time it is when you guys play this. So, good morning, afternoon, evening, and night. Whenever you're hearing this, what's up? Right now, you're listening to the three and only, the future Golden Sons of Azet. That's us, live and uncut. Just two quick intros. I'm Kamui. Guys, you're up. I'm Katrave. Azile. Come on, can we skip the fluff and get to the point? Whoa, chill, we're getting there. So, ever since Operation Solar Exodus kicked off, is that kinda forgot about the Family Day tradition? Oh, right. But now that we hit the next stage and are back at HQ again, we figured, why not bring Family Day back? And give it a whole new meaning. So the three of us hereby make this pact. Someday, when one of us pops off and becomes a Golden Sun, that day will be the new Family Day. Forever and no takebacks. That's why we're only recording half this tape for now. Once one of us makes it, it'll finish the rest. And that's right, we're using a BEEP as the divider between part 1 and part 2. Future Golden Sun, the floor is yours. Leave the message after the beep. Did you just say beep with your mouth? Do you have any idea how ridiculous that looks? No way, man, it's about the vibes, the ceremony. Come on, Azal, do it with me. Get lost, I'm not doing it. Think of Drave. Trey, you with me? Meep. These guys are funny. Hey everyone, Nazette. Made it to the second half. I'm Kamui. Like we said back then, today's the day. Zed's new family day. Official and permanent. I'll remember this day for the rest of my life. Every year, same as tradition, same as always. Oh yeah, because he finally got to see his family again. I'll celebrate it with all of you. And as for what else I wanted to say, well, sorry it took me so long. I know you've been waiting. I want to say it again. Promise I made to all of you. Hello everyone, it's me Kamui. The promise I made to you all, I finally did it. I'm bringing you all home. Kamui lifts his head to the sky and lets out a shout. His voice cuts through the drifting clouds, echoing into every corner of his Zed. The scene feels deeply familiar. As a child, he always loved to sit at the highest point in the Zed. He believed was the spot closest to the sun and bellow toward the heavens. Hey, I'm here. I can hear you. Easy. You just gotta start running. Don't overthink it. And don't look back. Clear your head and just run forward with everything you've got. It's never too late. Start running. Right now. Yeah, right now. Look at me. All you gotta do is stand up and run forward. Don't stop no matter what. Come on, follow me. Everyone's cheering for you. Look, they're waving. That's it. I'll be waiting right here. Now run. Wow. Run, Kamui. Run beyond the training ground, beyond the Zed, beyond the Iron Fortress and the barren wasteland of your birth. The wind whips at his face, a familiar enemy that's left his skin corrupted by snow or sun and frost, his eyes stinging and raw. But Kamui never stops because of this. Even when exhaustion sets in, countless hands are always there behind him, pushing him forward, making him unstoppable, urging him onward. Then comes the flight and the night. It's a suffocating darkness thick as mud. He runs through it for an eternity, so long that he is almost convinced he's lost forever. But those hands find him again, transform into self-igniting moths, darting toward every spark they can grasp, continue spreading themselves. Eventually, they merge into torches strong enough to defy the wind, illuminating the unclear path ahead. Finally, he finds the exit. He runs and runs until he finally breaks free from the terrifying night. They are nowhere to be found. The decaying mires caught them, holding them fast. They called to him, pleading with him not to look back, not to worry, just to keep moving onward. But he refuses. He refuses to give up. He refuses to accept it. Turns back, digging deep to summon every ounce of strength, pulling each and every hand free. The mire, unwilling to release its prey, begins to climb his body, trying to drag him down with it. Unable to break free by force, he decides to follow their example and set himself ablaze. Same flames are agonizing, penetrating to his very marrow, but they're enough to burn away the mud that hold him captive. Seizing the moment, he pulls them close and begins to run once again. But they have already burned to ashes. What can he do now? It doesn't matter. He gathers the ashes and merges them into his withered wing bones. In their place, stronger, brighter wings grow, wings that can carry him to places farther than ever before. Through him, they witness everything together, forests and mountains, seas and fields across endless ages. He flies because of them, and in him, they find freedom. After flying for a very, very long time, he finally lands again. There, waiting ahead, he sees a flock of birds just like himself. They call to him, inviting him to join them on their journey forward. Kamui, what are you just standing around for? Move it. I'm not holding back, so don't cry when you lose. The terrain's a bit rough here. Watch your step. That said, do I really have to join this race? Last place writes the mission report. Gives us going straight to the captain. Or you can assign it to me. I'll definitely ride it. Eventually, when I don't get sleepy. Why is everyone stressing? For the looks of it, Kamui's got last place locked down easy. Actually, Xanthos is here too. Uh-oh. You in this, Kamui? I hit him alright. No way we're taking last place. We're about to show you guys what's up. Even if we're in last place right now, we'll definitely make an epic comeback. Kamui looks to where they stand. The morning sun rises, its rays shimmering brilliantly across the landscape ahead. Where is home? What makes a place home? It's when people he loves and in every moment he is loved. Because he loves this wonderful world. Because his family is here, and he wants to bring them all home. Turning, he reaches out his hand to you behind him, offering warmth just as you once offered yours to him. Come on, Xanthos. Let's go home. The dying sun. What makes a place home? Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, what makes a place home? That's definitely a good way to, like, define this. Family Day. Kamui, you're still gonna resist after all this. My mind's made up, Kamui. No negotiations. On this, I'll never back down. I'd rather go down swinging than surrender. Good. Very good. Kamui bends his body and sets his hand on his weapon, adjusting his stance. Concentrating him, Kamui hears the tension. If that's how it is, this fateful clash is unavoidable. Oh yeah, I guess now would be a good chance for them to have a battle of light and dark, considering they used to share the same body back then. Prepare yourself, Kamui. That's my line, Kamu. There's a yawn echoes from the corner of the lounge where Wanji stretches his arms. Captain, you're not worried they're gonna wreck the lounge? It'll be over soon. Just as Crumb predicted, Kamui doesn't charge, so he tosses his weapon as a distraction and producing a camera from seemingly nowhere, makes a beeline toward the position. Kamui catches the thrown weapon out of instinct, but upon seeing the camera in Kamui's hand, realization hits him like a ton of bricks. Because he fears the position he was supposed to be guarding so vigilantly is already completely empty. Kamui, that's cheating! You can't just swipe the camera while I'm not looking. We were supposed to duke it out when it gets the camera. Like I care. You've been acting shady lately. Time for special measures. You've been guarding this thing like your life depends on it. Refusing to show anyone what you recorded. So now we're finding out what you're really hiding. Oh wait, is it the Family Day picture? No way! Don't you dare watch that! Kamui? Huh? Xanthos? Wait, what are you doing here? I was just gonna bring the camera to you later, as we said. I contacted him to meet us here. That way, we can all watch the commemorative video together. You won't have to run around everywhere, Kamui. Oh, I get it now. You guys planned it. Kamui distracts me, and you, Captain, sneak behind my back to bring Xanthos here. So mean, you guys. Zero honor. Kamui, you're acting super nervous today. Got something to hide? What? No way. Don't just make stuff up. Not making anything up. I definitely didn't notice you stuttering just now. Enough chit-chat. Let's just play the damn thing. I'm hitting play now. Wait! No matter what he tries, Kamui can't stop Kamui. Signs himself to his fate while everyone crowds around. Oh, right. I forgot he was doing these recordings before, wasn't he? Hello? Is this thing on? Perfect. We're rolling. Alright, time to execute the plan. For part 1, I, Kamui, the genius created this masterpiece, will introduce myself. What's up, everybody? I'm Kamui from Strike Hawk. What you're about to see is the special first Family Day commemorative video. Ever since I got back from my mission, I thought, why not bring these tradition to Babylonia? So we'll kick things off with Strike Hawk for our very first attempt. Oh, and a massive shout out to our volunteer special guest, Grey Raven Commander Xanthos. Appreciate ya. And that's it for the intro. Let's get to the good stuff. This video, I'm gonna give you all a sneak peek into the daily lives of every Strike Hawk member. First up, let's start with Kamui. Check it, there he is, totally locked in on his training. Okay, hear me out. Instead of just walking up like a normal person, what do we sneak up behind him and give him a good scare? Surprise attack style. So what do you think? Sick, right? Yeah, I knew it. Alright, shh, gotta be quiet now. Can't let him spot us. First, I'm gonna hide right here in this blind spot, do some recon. Perfect, looks like he's taking a breather. Guard's totally down. Ready? 3, 2... What? Yo! What the? Before Kami's so-called surprise cry even finishes, the video feed lurches violently. The camera takes a heavy blow. However, the audio recording function appears unaffected. The camera's on the ground! The screen's dead! Idiot, you charged at me from behind. What did you think was gonna happen? Instinct. I thought I was being ambushed. No, this isn't working! The camera's broken, we can't use any of the footage! Come, stay right there. I'll run and grab a new memory card. Then we reshoot. Reshoot? Like I care. In fact, we haven't settled the score for that sneak attack yet. Nice weather day, right? You keep doing you. I'm just gonna go find the captain now. Get back here. As compensation, you're my personal punching bag for the rest of the day. Until I finish my training quota, don't even think about running. Take this. Come on, let me go. I got stuff to do. You wanna fight back? You're asking for it. So that's why Kamui requested a new memory card on the very first day the camera was put to use. Because of this? What are you all looking at? He's the one who acted like an idiot. Anyway, first video's done. I'm playing the next one. That's funny. Cap, knew I'd find you here. Called it. Check it out. Brand new memory card. Fresh out the package. Never used. All yours now. Alright, camera's all set up and ready to roll. Captain, start filming your part whenever you're ready. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to all colleagues in leadership for their guidance. Oh, Kamui. Perfect timing. Since everything's prepared, I'll use this camera to rehearse my public speech for tomorrow. Wait, a speech? Wait, Cap, hold up. I could totally come back another day. What? Why you make me stay? I don't want to sit through a speech. Now then, I'll structure today's address around 6 key points. Combs' voice fills the room with an unending stream of words, while across the space, Wanchi lets out another yawn. So that's how your second memory card got completely filled up, huh, Kamui? Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like, is he gonna end up using one for every single person? Can we fast forward this? Or just wake me when it's over? I'm playing the next video, damn it. Man, rough start. Real rough start. 2 days in a row, and everything just keeps backfiring on me. Today we're filming Wanchi. There's no way anything could go wrong this time. See? Told ya. He's totally out cold in his sleep pod. Nothing wakes this guy up. This is awesome! Finally, a smooth filming session. Okay, I'll just point the camera at his face for now. Maybe he'll wake up in a bit. In a bit. Just a little bit. I'm getting kind of sore. I'll just use a stand instead. And let me guess, you kept trying to get him anything. Man, he looks so peaceful. Gotta make me sleepy too. Why isn't he waking up? I'll just lean here for a sec. Just a tiny sec. It's fine, right? Slept well. Why is there water in my sleep pod? Oh, it's Kamui. So deep in your sleep. Guess I'll just let you rest. Since the camera's already set up, might as well use it. Nice. Kamui, you suck at this. So, the last memory card. So how long are we supposed to stare at this idiot's drooling face? Who the hell falls asleep while filming someone else? I think this kind of video is pretty good, actually. Well, all 3 officially requisitioned memory cards are now completely full. That should be all the footage. Yeah, totally, all full. You want to see the videos and you see them all, right? Great, I'll just take the camera back with me. Like there's totally nothing to hide. Kamu, you handle this. Got it. With just a glance from Wanshi, Kamu swiftly pins Kamui in place. They were unable to move. Hey, come on! You guys are taking this way too far. You've already seen the videos. Why won't you just leave me alone? There's something I forgot to mention, Kamui. Yesterday, as we were passing by your lounge, we happened to find this. Go produce a 4th memory card. In contrast to the pristine, officially issued cards, this one was clearly one from regular use. Wanted sneaky around and hiding. You definitely got secrets on this one. Let's see where you've been hiding. Oh, is this what I think it is? Last memory card's done too. Wait, you seriously did an extra one? What am I gonna do about that thing now? No, can't give up now. There's gotta be another way. Let's see here. Game cartridges, snacks, comics. No. Yes! Thank goodness there's still a spare card in that old recorder. Perfect. I'll hide this one away and keep it separate from the other 3. Then when I go see Xanthos, I can give it to the commander directly. Huh? Still recording? I forget to turn it off? Whatever. I'll delete this part later. First things first, gotta take care of the important stuff. Perfect camera angle. When opening this video, the first thing Xanthos will see is this handsome face. Instant mood boost, guaranteed. What you're seeing right now is exclusive video. Made this just for you. Only you have it, only you get to see it. The reason I did this is some things I want to tell only to you. What the hell? Got a lot to say actually, so we'll go into my short videos and you can upload them to your terminal. Watch them whenever you want at your own pace. That way, no matter where you are, whenever you watch them, you'll think of me. Wait, what the hell? Where is this going? And I want to make a promise with you, just between us. No matter how many people join our Family Day celebrations in the future, I want to see the last bit of time for just the 2 of us. Just you and me. Is that okay? I have everything ready in my lounge. Good snacks, game cartridges, and all kinds of fun trinkets I've been saving especially for you. We'll have it all. Between you and me, I've been hiding all that stuff specifically for you. I had to come up with all sorts of excuses to keep it a secret from everyone else. Anyway, that's it for now. Next I'm gonna go record all the little secrets I want to tell you. Wow. Don't you dare watch it! Break free from Kamu's grab at last, Kamui lunges for the plane and shuts off the video. Kamui, you punk! Keeping all the good stuff to yourself. And deliberately keeping secrets from us too. Very heartbreaking. Perhaps it's time for a thorough cleaning of all the Strikehawk lounges. Hand over those snacks and games. Now. No way! I'm not giving those up! Then I'll knock you out cold and see how stubborn you are then. Guys? Excuse me. Kamui, your terminal keeps flashing. It's probably a meeting notification. Same as the one I just got. Oh yeah, that's right. See guys? I'm not making excuses. This is a super urgent meeting I gotta rush to. Duty comes first, Kamui. You should go. I'm going back to sleep. I'll let you off the hook for now. When you get back, we're settling this. Sorry, I'm just trying to go through this a bit more because, like I said, we need to finish this. Phew, that was close. As long as I get back early and hide everything, I'm good. You totally did that on purpose, didn't you? Help me make a clean getaway? Shh, some things are better left unsaid. Right, gotta keep it down. Bad news if someone overhears us. We should get going. Yeah, let's go. Can you confirm the security status of the communication device? Based on what went down at the time, pretty low chance it's compromised. I just ran tests on the device's protection system. It's fully compliant with Zet's internal encryption protocols. No evidence of any outside intrusion. In conclusion, the intel we got from this device should be considered trustworthy. I'm with Kamui on this one. Understood. This gives us enough to work with for now. You both did great out there. Go grab some rest. Something else going on? Just need to verify a few more details on our end. Once we got solid answers, we'll loop you in. Things are gonna pick up again soon enough. It's just time to recharge properly, Xanthos. You're gonna need it, because Alpha's coming back. Yes! You and Kamui both sensed that pressing for more information would be unwise. Accordingly, you obeyed their orders and prowled at the meeting room. Yo, Alpha's better be main story, because I mean, it's Alpha we're talking about. There's no way you just drop her in a floating record. Xanthos, in a time like the present, what are we digging in my secret stash today? Wait, hold up. Captain's blowing up my messages too. Let me just... Whoa, this is bad. They're already at my lounge. They're gonna raid all my stuff while we're gone. Let's move. Gotta book it back and defend our turret before they clean us out. Let's roll. Yeah, of course, something else. Deacon looks at the communication device brought back from Zet. The screen coordinates are displayed. Information they deliberately withheld from Kamui and Xantha. Yeah, I figured. Like, it's probably not bad, but it's just like, it's too sensitive to put out yet. Or probably they need to phrase it so it's like, we don't misunderstand. These are no ordinary coordinates. The stakes are too high. They gotta verify the data multiple times before moving forward with any confidence. Again, is it gonna have to do with that boat? Because again, in that simulation, the FOS device was supposed to lead, or somehow it was supposed to lead to a boat that's supposed to be owned by the FOS. That supposedly Kamui was too late to save. Is that gonna be a real thing? Setting aside what they just told us, what's your take? Pretty much the same. Marlis, a former world government counselor, now a defecting construct. She's actively recruiting followers on Earth, picking up her presence everywhere since Azet. Oh, so she's making her move now. But why now? Because it has to do with FOS? But she was a counselor, bro? Like, really? I thought it's just that she just worked for the world government somehow, but a counselor? Bro, how the hell y'all let this happen? She's not even trying to stay hidden, operating pretty openly, which means she's got backup. Someone powerful watching from the shadows. Ah, I see. It's probably because Aisling made contact with Marlis, right? So I'm assuming I'm right in that Marlis chose to stay hidden for a while, right? Because eyes were on Azet before, she couldn't really leave. And then all that other stuff. And now, Aisling made contact with her. Now they're working as a team because Marlis probably has some information on the FOS that Aisling would want. Because again, it's like, we haven't seen anything else that would lead to it. Luna's group? Nah, not necessarily. Dude, come on, Luna's already helped us before. There's no way she'd turn back on us now. At least now while the Grey Raven Command is still here. The FOS starship's coordinates aren't just a pathfinder to us. They need this intel just as badly. So they won't interfere. Not yet. They need the lead as much as we do. Oh. Luna's group needs it too? But why? I guess maybe to understand more the concept of like ascension? Or the network maybe? A pathfinder. Oh no, maybe just for the phylogeny of Osha, right? Like to get the true understanding of everything. But this particular lead seems to be taking us straight to a cliff. His coordinates can't be where FOS actually landed. But if we treat them as an anchor point instead, they'll tell us enough. At the very least, FOS did arrive at this location. It's just that in the next instant, it somehow vanished. No trace left behind, not making any logical sense. Well, dude, we had Atlantis that was submerged underwater for a whole time until it finally received a signal and then it popped up. So, and also, we had floating islands already a couple times. Why are we not surprised? Like it drove off a cliff and plunged straight into the abyss. And also, are you guys forgetting the cradle? Like, how that was hidden and we didn't find Shorthold or anybody, and it was only thanks to Lamia that we even knew of its existence? Maybe it's not that we can't find it, but rather that we can't see it for current capabilities. The Science Council recovered data from when FOS disappeared. Nearby pulse arrays record unusual modulated gravitational wave signals. Asimov's compiling it now. In his words, the coordinates are hidden by something. We need to find the entrance first. There must be. Meanwhile, white mist constricts around the starship like a living prison. Metal hull shrieks and fractures are a bone-chilling sound as it corrodes. Wait, what the hell? What's going on? Even from the dense mist, countless spectral shadows drift. Pale, twisted forms and limbs, twist in background naturally. Fall back. Blow up anything that can explode. Wait, what the hell, Vanessa? Don't bother saving your ammo. Use it. Lay down fire. Yo, what the hell? Did we just jump into another situation right away, bro? What's going on? Two pale twisted specters shriek and lunge. Nessa races her weapon, blowing one skull apart as she dodges sideways. We still got wounded that need evac. So hold the damn line, every last one of you. You're gonna bleed out, do it inside the perimeter. Where, are they just being created by mist? Will scream to the air. Students hastily formed defense crumples. The perimeter should get a tide of white figures who just forward. They're everywhere. Facing combat for the first time, the recruit freezes, paralyzed by the horrific scene before her. Weapon class to the deck as she collapses, trembling under control. You idiot, get back! Nessa kicks her aside in one swift motion, lowers her weapon, blows Amos' head apart. Useless. On your feet. Freshman, you got a death wish. Grab a grenade and take one of those things with you. Don't you dare die like a dog, tucking your tail between your legs and letting them tear you apart from behind. FOS doesn't bury cowards who die for nothing. You hear me? Nessa grabs the recruit's collar, wrenching her upright. The recruit's vacant stare sharpens instantly in pain as blood begins to bleed. Yes, ma'am. Under Vanessa's hoarse commands and the students' counterattack, the white tide momentarily halts. Tradition at her defenses. Yo, what is going on? Behind a dense fog and seen by all, a figure in the FOS uniform watches from the bridge, observing their struggle and cold disdain. I'm already at my limit. I'm sorry, but this is a choice I have to make. Please wait for me. Santos. Lucia. Oh, okay. So hinting at a... Yeah, hinting at a alpha. Because otherwise, why would they also ask for Lucia? Okay, so this is something that's also kind of happening either after that point. Anyway. Cool ending, honestly. I also like how we had like a little family day here just to like uplift the mood from everything. Because again, it's like, it is a kind of sad story. Pretty sad story, actually. But very emotional and very interesting story. Again, didn't really see what Aisling and Marlis got out of this, right? Because is it just that Marlis got a new partner? But again, why would she stick around? I guess maybe she was hoping to get rid of the Golden Sun once and for all by working together with what was it? With Azile? That's the only thing I could think of. But yeah, we didn't really get to see them that much. But yeah, I guess it's just that Aisling was just there. She learned about like Marlis's movements, she went there, they met, then she's like, alright, you can join the crew, but you need to give me some intel about FOS. And I guess she would be privy to information like that because, again, she was a world government counselor. She probably does have information that a lot of other people wouldn't have, but... Okay. But overall, this was an amazing story. Let's just get that out of the way. I definitely put this on the level of Nolan, you know? Because where no one kind of got to later on, like his other fights, like it was fine. But also, it's like you really got the time to learn about all these different characters in the span. Because look, it was long, but it's rewarding, right? It feels satisfying that you got through all of this and there is an end. It may not be a truly happy ending, but it's an ending you can accept. It's an ending that feels right at the end after everything that's happened. Like, seriously, think of how many characters we had learned about through all of this. Odile, Eurytes, Leif, Andrew, the other Carol and Carly, the other kid or Kai, and of course who could forget Katrave, Azile, and Kamui as well. Like it's just all, I really liked it. And again, the fact that it was like the solar essence to build up his mind to it, and that there was a lingering bit that's like it was taken away, that he just kind of had to like remember himself, because it was also, he was kind of just like hiding from the truth as well, where it's like he at least had an inkling that he would remember. But it's like I really like how they did that this time, because like at least with No One's it was like we were back in time, we were actually learning the story as those events actually happened, whereas like we're recalling it here, but the recall, it's happening at the time that it's supposed to be taking place, and it's revealing information bit by bits here, because it's like I say that One Piece has a problem with, where it's like they don't really time the flashbacks that well, or it just doesn't feel like it's the right time to do it, or this information just seems kind of useless in like the scheme of the current point now, right? Whereas like this one, it's like it really did kind of help lead up to like some of the more important questions, get you to theorize about some things before having it proven or disproven later on. And again, this was a very emotional story, because damn, everything that happened here and the meaning of a Zet to these kids, it really is something, you know? It's amazing. Like I said, this is another banger of a floating record, but I definitely had to tie this with No One, because No One is like, you didn't really think there was going to be much of a story for the guy, but it's like, god damn, you just can't help but be like, I have to see how this ends. And this is the same level with Kamui, except but it's like, the difference is people already know of Kamui. It's like, we want to see Kamui like be the guy. We want to see him be him. And they did it in a very great way by having him built up to who he is just from our few instances of knowing him throughout the journey. And then we're building up to his character all over again, actually learning who he is, how he got to this point, and seeing like some parts of him didn't change for the good, some for worse, and how he is now, and actually changing some differences from how he is back then to now. It's really cool actually seeing that. I love it. So yeah, I definitely say this is also the best floating record. I tie it with No One's personally, because like I said, this whole thing, it's also just a tearjerker of a story too, because like I said, the difference is like, but No One learned the truth about like the whole situation that was going on the train. That was a sad thing too. But like this one's like, he's going against his actual family, ones he's come to know for so damn long, and that's like, it really would be like emotional traumatizing wise to him, right? About what happened with Katrave, what happened with Azile, what happened to what their home means to them, and what's left of it. It really is an emotional roller coaster, and I loved every single moment of it. Was it long? Yes, but again, like I said, I think this is one where it's like, the length of it, it's worth it. It is a great story to actually go through and enjoy from start to finish. I really did like it. And again, the way this boss was too, it was also pretty sick. I also love like the kind of imagery they're doing for this, where it's like, it is Azile in soul. You think it's just Katrave, but it's like, no, it can't be Katrave. He wouldn't actually be the traitor, even if we don't know too much about him. There's nothing that really screams that it's like there could be anything evil or like that would make his spirit waver. But that was Azile, and that's like, not only is it that, but he's basically made himself a physical manifestation of the red tide, with bits and pieces of a person's soul and body and everything. And it's crazy because like he's doing this over this obsession of family to him, whereas Kamui's definition of family to him is something just more rooted in emotion. It doesn't have to be physical. Like, it really is amazing to see those differences here, and even seeing when they clash. And again, you really feel for so many of these characters. Like I said, the kids, the parents, the brothers, and of course especially Kamui. And again, like I said, the Commandant didn't take away too much from what this main story was supposed to be. And even Strike Hawks, like, you knew they were going to be his emotional support, but it didn't take away so much that it's like they took his screen time, or like he couldn't have done this without them, like completely powerless. But it's like he was that bit of pull that was there to the real world. And I loved it from start to end. This was an amazing floating record. I can understand now why it's not main story, because again, this doesn't segment us to the thing with FOS just yet. and we don't really see much that would link to that. Like, we don't get an appearance from Aisling physically in this floating record. We don't really get too much of a confrontation with Marlis in the present, aside from like that one moment. But still, as a floating record, this is definitely topped or tied for the top floating record with Noan's. If I could say which one was better, the problem is I'd have to go way back to Noan, and his was like, he was the second floating record, so I honestly couldn't really say for sure. But yeah, amazing floating record though, by the way. Like, I loved it. It was really cool, really amazing. It was just fun. It was just a fun thing to go through. Like, seriously, a really great story. The boss challenge locked now. Yeah, I figured it'd be closed, but it's like, it's whatever. Like I said, I will try to do more of the grinding stuff, but like I said, I don't know what time 23 UTC is right here, where I'm at, so I feel like maybe in like the next 10 minutes, that's when it's gonna shut down and do all that, but that's just my line of thinking. I don't remember how this kind of thing goes, but anyway, it was amazing. I love this. And I can't wait to see what Alpha has to bring to the fucking game. And like I said, she better be main story. I won't accept that she's a floating record. I mean, I guess I could check the lives. But you know what? I'll probably check the live stream tonight. Like, I'll check the VOD for it, for the Punishing Grey Raven YouTube channel, and just see what it is. I hope it's main story, because I mean, come on, it's Alpha. There's no way you're dropping her to a floating record. Not to say the floating record people are secondhand or anything like that. No, of course not. But it's like, she has to be part of main story. It's Alpha! Literally one of the top characters in the whole fucking game. There's no way you're not going to. Especially with like her appearance and collabs for BRS and DMC5. There's no way you can't say she's not that significant to be a main story chapter. I refuse to believe otherwise. But yeah, we'll just have to see when we get there what it's gonna be like. But this is gonna be pretty awesome. I can't wait. But anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy this. Kamui's still our boy. Definitely one of the GOATs. Yeah, that was honestly a really amazing story. I loved it. And again, I hope I did a decent job with my quote-unquote voice acting. I just try to at least put some emotion into it, because it's like, I want that experience to really drive it home that this is how intense the scene are, that this is how they feel. Because like, I'm also kind of feeling it, you know? It's like, I want you guys to resonate with it too, because otherwise, what's the point of me storytelling otherwise? But anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy the stream for today. If you guys did and you're not already following the channel, please make sure to leave a follow. Much appreciated. Check my YouTube channel. I post all the VODs. Subscribe there as well. Join the Discord, you guys already. Links to all those are on the channel. But this has been Xanthos Vice. Actually, before that, I probably will stream Punishing Grey Raven tomorrow, since the update is happening tomorrow. If it'll be ready like around noon or something, then I'll probably stream like around 3 or 4 or something, because that's when I'll be done with work. So if that is the case, then I will stream Punishing Grey Raven tomorrow, and then we'll do Star Rail on Wednesday or something like that. But anyway, this has been Xanthos Vice. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. I'll see you guys next time.